And I'm going to have to just find... What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find somebody that's willing to trade.
Just straight up?
Get straight up willing to trade a bike for a bike. Because I want that remedy. Okay, well, right now I got that Trek Fuel EX7 that I just bought. It's basically brand new. You know, I got rides on it from the past season, but I'm having trouble wanting, like, if I call Wheel and Sprocket, they're going to offer me $1,500. Then I'm going to have to put another $1,500 or $1,000 on top of it. And then I can hear my wife saying, now this $3,000 bike just costs $4,000. Why do you get an extra $1,000? And then I have to remind her because I make the money.
Yes, you're the man. What if just put your put it on Marketplace under trade now?
What are you saying?
Like, I want
to
trade for this because
usually what I'm thinking is people that have these bikes they're getting rid of. I think they're going to want money rather than another bike.
Unless somebody's like you and they're like, I don't feel like doing this downhill as much.
It's like, see, she doesn't understand. It's like I would like to just get another one. Here's the thing. It's like if you get a guitar, I know people that have guitars and they have another guitar and they have another guitar and they have another guitar. And if you're not into that, like wives, you're like, you have a guitar. Why would you need another one? Because everything feels different and it sounds different and it plays different to these people that are guitarists.
Yes.
And the same kind of with the bike. It's just different ride, a different flow. And it's fun to have things.
It is really nice to have things and buy things. Buying things is a ton of fun.
It could be because I'm getting just excited for
spring.
Yeah, you know,
because it's like 20 some degrees outside. So like,
right, it
feels like it's going to be spring anytime. I even got out of my car and I was like,
I know, I thought the same thing. I'm like, it's right around the corner. You know, and then I was like, because it's weird. This winter's it's 40 now.
It's 41 degrees outside in Appleton. It was 25 when I left home.
This winter's weird because there's no snow, so it's just cold. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. There might be a tons up by you, but definitely not by me.
We haven't had snow
since 1998.
We haven't had since around there, or at least a couple of months. We haven't had a big snow dump where I've had to use my snowblower.
Yeah, I've only used it.
Do you have no snow?
Well, no. I mean, we got a little bit. Probably after today, if it's raining. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use my snowblower, which I didn't have to, but I'm like, I am not shoveling. There's just enough to not make it sound weird, or I'm not ruining it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I had to use my snowblower because I bought that attachment for the front of my lawnmower, and I only got to use it twice.
Does that was a used thing, right?
It was used, but still.
Have you did use
twice.
it then? Is it way better than the push?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
feel a little bit more manly?
Yeah, and you don't dread it as much.
Well, it's a little fun.
Yeah, because you drive it.
Yeah. Would that thing run used?
6.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
How do you know like how much how do you know if it's good? You just go hit on it a couple times?
No, I knocked on wood.
You look in it? Did you look in it when you looked at it, or did you trust the guy immediately?
I looked at it a little bit, but I really did trust the dude when I got there.
You kicked it and something fell off. And you're like, well, I don't want to know.
I was like, it's not that rusty. It fits my thing, and it's about $400 less than any other one.
How did you know that was the exact one that you needed for your? Did you do research?
Yeah, he had the model number on it, so
you knew
I was able to.
Perfect.
Yeah,
and I got away with not helping you. That was the highlight of my year.
Yeah, when I was like, he had a forklift, so don't worry about it,
dude. I gotta change my. I gotta get.
But that was pre-Lexapro.
It was?
Yeah. So you.
Would you ask me now? Would you be more? Because I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad that you were hesitant to ask me because you knew I would put it in my brain as a major hassle.
Yeah, but and it was. I mean, I wasn't. Was I wrong?
Well, what was terrible for me is when you went, "Hey, I got to ask you something," and then I go, "What?" And you go, I'll do it in a minute," and then I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that," because I'm like, "Well, just text me." So I can think of an excuse to tell you when you ask me.
Yeah, no. It was, it worked out fine. But I think I could ask you, and I think you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'll meet you over there.
Or I would just be like, yeah, no, I'll go over there, then I can go to the gym. I can go to
Yeah.
the gym anytime. Maybe I'll even skip it today. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, man, I'm much more relaxed. I always shake it in front of Angie. I'll do this.
Wait, what do you do?
I go like this. Well, not my peen. I do this.
I was like,
'Cause she'll
what?
start like getting a little worked up, and I'm like, because I don't
You want a little
get
bit?
worked up anymore. It's really tough for me to, like Angie said recently, that there was something that was said that I should have had anxiety and wouldn't let go for like a week or at least a whole day. And she's like, it went in your brain and then out. And she didn't say anything. She's like, oh, this is how it is. But I feel like she gets worked up way more than I do now. Like way more things
Are really bothering her now?
Well, not really bothering her, but I notice like, oh, she's probably normal, where those things do stress out normal people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, but for me, it's water off a duck's butt, or however that saying is.
That sounds right.
Yeah, or of the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the backside of a duck.
Hey, I got to ask you a real question.
Okay. Wait,
Do I continue? Fake? Yeah, those are all those. I'm doing terrible. I haven't been taking my Lexapro at all, and I hate
God.
you. No, this. Because I know, do I keep trying for the ducktail beard?
Yes.
No.
I've been telling you for years. I liked your beard when you grew it.
Angie says she's like, it just gets bushy and puby. And I'm like, that's because I wasn't.
That's what beards are.
It's just pube on your face, Angie.
I mean, to be honest.
Or my penis has a beard. It's either or.
Pick it. Either way.
I have a ducktail down there.
You do?
Yeah,
I shaved mine into the Lincoln.
Oh, you do? The Hitler?
No. It's just a little Hitler. It's like a landing strip, but on the bottom.
Oh, terrible. But I don't know if, like, here's the thing, because I know Angie, it feels a little weird. Like, I know, like, when I kiss her, I know she probably doesn't care for it.
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
She's like, I like it when it's shorter and it looks more like the 5 o'clock shadow. And I'm like, well, get one then.
Yeah, you get one.
Because she's like, do whatever you want. I'm like, well, you want me to keep going? And then I'm like, well, Mexico's right around the corner. I think I was going to shave before then.
Yeah, you should for that.
You dirty bastard. So you do want me to shave?
No, I don't want you to.
Did she effing text you? What are you doing?
Oh, we text all the time about your beard.
I knew it. You just like backtracked so fast.
Well,
all you do is you're just agreeing.
I'm saying is I like your beard. But if I was going to Mexico
or in front of anyone,
yeah, or if I had to see people, or if my wife was telling me she's not attracted to it, I might shave it off.
Well, didn't your wife say her vagina was sewing closed or something with your long hair?
With my long hair, yeah, she said it was slamming shut.
Well, and you're still growing. You're doing you. I like that.
But I'm getting a trim this week.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
So you're gonna kind of take care of the stages.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, you'd be in the garage with my cousin Greg, lived in the cabin behind us, and
that's where your grandpa lived.
Well, he did, but Grandpa died, so he rented it out, and Greg would come down. And he had long hair, and he was growing it out, and he was wearing a bandana and stuff, and he always had short hair. So my cousin Greg started growing it out, and Dad, it looked terrible. Okay, not saying mine looked any better, but I'm just saying at that time it didn't look good. He looked really dirty. And Greg left one day, and I'm like, "Oh, you like it, Dad? Because you're giving compliments." He's like, "Oh God, no!" But I just think it's funny that he's growing it out and he looks that disgusting. So I keep telling him it looks great. Can you tell me something? Because we're not talking enough about me.
Okay.
I want to get back on track with me now. Enough about my cousin and my dad. The long hair. Angie also said that when I grew my hair out long, she's like, you got a long face. She goes, that's why I don't think it worked, because it made your face even longer. And I was like, I'm like taking offense to that, because I still have dreams about that my hair's long again, and I really like it. And in a hat, I loved my long hair in a hat, but for some reason, I couldn't get the thing to like be Brad Pitty.
Yeah, that is the issue. Is when you have to when you can't wear a hat. Like if you're going to a place.
Yours looks good when you don't wear a hat. Yours.
I can
the
flip
dry
it back.
and you can kind of flip it and it stays like mine. I don't know. Mine like was it too, is it too thin? Do I look too like I got some kind of sickness?
Like a Japanese water ghost.
No, seriously. No,
Like a
tell
girl
me the
from The
problems because I wish I could do it, but I just can't.
I don't know. Your hair doesn't.
Look good.
I like your hair at about a medium to short length.
What do you mean?
Like this is I would consider short.
Yeah,
and add like another inch or two
with short sides.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do.
Yeah, something
I
around
want to
there.
do the Frank Grillo look.
Oh, yeah,
everybody knows Frank Grillo, right?
Yeah, it's a very, very well-known household name.
Yeah, he's my pharmacist in Walgreens.
Oh, that's one thing I miss pre-Lexapro, Jake.
What?
Is when people would say things like that and be like, you look like my pharmacist. And then you would just be like, that doesn't make sense to anybody but you. We don't all have your pharmacist.
Yeah, I told you this yesterday. One of my favorite things that pre-Lexapro was when that listener called with the bad story. Mm-hmm. And I go, okay, thanks. And I hung up and I go, hey, listen, before you call, just say your story out loud. And if it sucks, don't call.
I loved that. Like, it was harsh, but I agree with every single syllable. Like, every last bit of that sentence makes, like really, just, like, really think back on what you're going to say. And
yeah, that's what it was.
And if it sucks, just don't call. Just don't. Like, you don't have to. Like, it's not your job. You don't have to call.
Do you know?
Maybe today you just not entertaining.
What's her face? Jennifer. The one sales girl that used to like us and talk to us. I don't know what happened. And
neither do I. We should call her.
We should and say, what is your problem?
What did you do to hate us?
Yeah. You got to fix it.
Yeah.
She'll think of something. When she said, you know, when you guys do this and you guys are like mean to the listeners, and I go, we're never mean to the listeners. And she goes, and I go, wait, are we mean to the listeners?
I wouldn't say we're mean.
We're just like new boot goof and picking on them.
I think we're sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some people just don't get it.
Somebody did say, just remember, Jake, you can't look as bad as Aaron Rodgers with long hair. Yeah, he's going to an extreme with it.
He's just so dirty. He washes his hair with crystals.
I liked his long hair months ago.
Yeah, that stage.
Yeah.
You should have kept it there.
Yeah, and then now it's like, I was just looking at all the young boys coming out of the school.
Yeah, what?
Well, I mean, high school.
Yeah.
Well, I was waiting for my kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I get it. Just I hated the way you said it.
Me too. Anyway, and a lot of them have mullets, right? Because that's in style. And I was telling Piper when we were waiting when she got in the vehicle, I was telling her, and I said, hey, look at that. I go, you understand that was popular when I was young, those mullets. Mm-hmm. And I go, in a few years will go by, and then we will go, why did we do those mullets? And that will happen. It's kind of like right now when people are still doing the man bun. Do you remember how popular that got? And now people are like, man bun?
Yeah. Yeah, that was popular for a minute.
And well, the same thing with that. The mullets were here at one point, and we looked at it like it was ridiculous. And I don't know how long we give it. Another 2 years, probably.
Yeah, man, I thought they'd be gone by now.
Did you?
Really did, because they weren't. I mean, they've been around for a few years now.
Right?
Well,
I mean, I can't imagine, but I mean, think about that. That'll run its course, and then you'll look at pictures and go, "What was your hair?"
How long did they do it in the 90s?
You know, I was trying to think that because Billy Ray Cyrus really made this popular,
and that was 92,
somewhere around there, and I think it might have been just before that. And I don't know how long you gave. I can't remember.
Until
that.
95 at the latest.
Isn't that funny, though? Like how something could be so popular right now?
Mm-hmm. how trends,
Yeah, and
how
then-
fashion and trends are.
and then they just dissipate. Like the girls that are wearing the low rise with the underwear sticking out of the sides, dude, that was 2000s.
That was like 2000, 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. That's when that was super popular.
You know, I told my wife, I go, why don't you start doing that again? Like wearing, the thongs and stuff, like you
whale
used to
tail?
do. You
Yeah.
used to do in college, where you'd show underwear. And she goes, let me just tell you where it was in college, like sexiness. And Angie's still sexy, but married life.
Yeah.
And so in college, she was wearing that, and we'd go party and stuff. And she tells me, "Yeah, right. You want me to get a UTI?" And I go, "Oh, okay."
Is that how?
I don't know.
Can you get them that way?
I don't know. It's just married life now.
Yeah, I mean it is different. It's like I used to dress like that when we went out to bars, and now you want me to have my thong showing when we go to like a parent-teacher conference.
Which, by the way, thongs are kind of not that sex. I mean, they're fine, but I like a little bit more coverage.
I like a
guess.
little cheeky coverage.
Yeah, right.
But not the full cheek.
Right.
I
You
like
want
a good
cheeky.
half cheek.
You want a good half cheek. I only want half the cheek. I want the other one completely covered. That's how I roll.
Yeah, one cheek. I like them to wear them wrong.
You right backwards.
Yeah.
I want the thong
And
backwards.
sideways.
Just so I know there's probably a little issues they have.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably easy. And
You're right. I'm not a huge fan of thongs.
no, me neither.
No. But I like my wife just completely naked.
Yeah, it's the easiest.
Yeah.
I had a friend that she would always go commando. She didn't believe in underwear.
Didn't believe in them like unicorns. Like she doesn't believe they
No,
exist.
they believe they exist, but she says they're just uncomfortable. But don't women goop like all over?
Yeah, women are leaky.
Right. So
Women are leaky.
wouldn't that be just terrible for like the jeans?
You'd think so, yeah. You'd think that wouldn't be good. And what about during the time of the month?
Well, I don't know. I didn't get into that much detail. I haven't
would've-
talked to her since a really long time.
I say we call her, see if she's started wearing underwear.
Could you imagine?
Hey, Stephanie, radio show. Jake, remember you wear panties now? Or
Dude,
no?
this is the guy. This is the dude that him and his wife. We became really good friends with him for a couple of years, and then I moved to Traverse City and we stopped hanging out. But he turned on his friends. They all got in trouble, and he turned on them, and a couple went to jail.
Hell yeah.
And he moved with her like into a small town, and they're not on social media or anything.
Oh God, what?
Because it's
did
almost
his
like
friends
witness
do?
protection.
Yeah, but what does friends do that he feels like he's so afraid of them? Because I would
Well,
turn.
they-
There's a good amount of people that I would turn on.
Well, they went to jail for a while, so he didn't want.
Like,
any,
what was it?
I don't even.
Yeah, I mean, he was involved.
I can't even remember what the story was.
Because I would probably turn on people pretty fast.
Well, I would sing so quick. It
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
even be funny.
I got kids and stuff.
I got
Like
names.
I probably wasn't even there because I wanted to be there. Like whatever happened, I don't know.
Let me play this quick song, and we'll be right back. I guess. Well, I got to play this top of this ID,
Oh yeah,
and then we can talk. I don't care. What do you want to do?
I don't care.
All right, well, we'll do this. I had friends back in the day that I don't really see. These, again, are Michigan friends. These were the type of friends that were super hard to hang out with. Really nice people. But we were in different tax brackets at that time, so it was...
That's tough.
Dude, it was really tough. And when I mean different tax brackets, I mean, like, Angie was making... At that time, like, she just started dental hygiene, so it was like, I don't know, 40,000 maybe, and then I was making like 17,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, his wife her income started catapulted a little bit because she was given a business. Mm-hmm. Along with it came a lot of stress, but her income went way up, and it was tough. Mm-hmm. Like, we lived in a really crappy little house we were renting. Like, it was a piece of ass.
Yeah.
And like and then they lived in a house that was very nice. It was like it was brand new. It was built. You know, they were in the woods, and they didn't want to tell us that they bought a pontoon. You know what I mean? They didn't want to tell it. You know, they had the new vehicles, and they didn't
want to flaunt it.
Well, I don't know. I think we were just in a tax bracket where it was like, do we want to tell these poor people? Like, I don't want them to be jealous or anything.
I don't want these poors to come and try to use our nice things.
Now, he did invite me out one time. That's when the relationship, the friendship started kind of petering out, if you will. But I do remember being really jealous of those guys. Not out loud. Mm-hmm. I don't think you could see it, but mentally in my mind, there was a lot of jealousy, because it was like, I'm working a lot too.
Where's my pontoons?
When is it my turn to have an office?
It's gonna be my turn.
Yeah, dude, it was. And now those two live on a lake.
It's the only appropriate situation to have a pontoon. Is if you live on a lake.
I had one without it, and
you literally just sold it like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was it was a pain.
Yeah,
it was a pain to keep taking in and out, and man, okay. So the lake was over here. Okay, there was a busy road right here, and then the parking lot to park your boat and trailer was on the other side. And it was like kind of close quarters. So there is so much pressure when people are beachgoers and people are waiting to get their boat in and out.
Yep.
You to back your trailer, put your boat on, and to take off, or vice versa, or whatever. That's way worse pressure than cooking steak in front of your father-in-law.
Yes. Yeah. Backing up anything in front of people is just the worst amount of pressure.
You remember Coldface in the morning?
Coldface in the morning.
It's cold out there. Does he still work there?
Come on in and warm up. I don't know. I'm going to look it up right now.
Coldface was a guy at Y100. He did like afternoons. Really liked that guy, but I don't know if he liked. I don't think so. Not too much. Well, I think it started. Yeah, I think it started when he brought in a bunch of cookies that his mom made, which I found weird. And he put it in the break room for everybody. And you brought him in. And you said, look what we get. And I'm like, oh, great. Because my thing is this. You're not allowed to tell me how many cookies I can take if they are free in the break room.
Yeah. And it was afternoons. I think I grabbed him around like 5 or something.
Yeah, it's like people are already done.
It's just us.
Nobody liked your crappy ass mom cookies.
Yeah.
Except us.
He doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, good. Where's he work?
I don't know.
What's his name?
I can't remember.
We only knew him by Coldface.
Literally, the second that we came up with Coldface, I just took his God-given name out. They don't need that anymore.
And anyway, we took his cookies, and he came in. He's like, yo. Not in my house.
Not in my house.
Not in my house. I don't know what that meant.
And neither do I.
Because we told him, we're like, this isn't your house.
You don't live here.
Do you live here? Do you live here? If you do, that's all right. Are you on some hard times?
Yeah, he'd seem like you would be. But I remember when he tried to back up that trailer.
This is how we got to this story.
He tried to back up a trailer. and it took him. It was just basically straight, and we just stood at the window watching him, and
It was
he
wonderful.
could not get it backed up. I mean, he kept just like, and then he'd go forward to straighten it out,
That's the thing, man.
and then he would jackknife into one way, and then he'd pull forward, and it'd jackknife the other way. Eventually, he just stopped, and he was like, "I guess I'll just carry it 30 feet."
Yeah, take the man card. That's a weird that ratchet straps. If you can't ratchet strap, you're not a guy. And those are so confusing.
They are. I panic the second that some guys know exactly how they work, and they separate the strap and the actual ratchet.
Oh yeah. Oh
If
yeah.
that
Who is
happens,
that person?
I throw those straps in the garbage. I don't know how they work.
That's another weird man pressure is when your buddies are around and you don't know how to ratchet strap because one person is more like all of a sudden it goes, oh well, if there was something I would be able to protect you.
Yeah, if everything shuts down, I am in charge.
Right.
Like that's what it is. Like
because of a ratchet strap.
But I mean, you got to figure out how anyway. I would probably let him do it.
Dude, we should really learn that.
I think I'm too old.
Yeah. I'm too old to learn this stuff. Fire's another one.
Fire, that one I specifically work at.
I do too. I perfect on how to do this. But I do it I always use paper for my starter. I mean, like, newspaper. Are you using that or are you not?
Oh, yeah, because we burn all, like, our mail and
Sure.
and everything. So we always...
all the bills.
Yeah, and all of our first notice, second notice, final notice.
Anything that could track you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Fingerprints.
Because you only use files. You have a huge filing cabinet down the basement.
We've actually had to move it into the upstairs
Few
because we have the cathedral season.
They're just getting bigger and bigger.
taller and taller and taller.
It's a good time to get rid of those.
No, I can't. I'm not getting rid of my filing cabinet. What? Why would I?
Well, no, I'm just saying the files in it. It's time when they get stacking so high, you do get to burn them every once in a while.
I like burning a bunch of old papers because it feels like I'm a criminal.
It doesn't it, like in a movie?
Yeah, and I'm trying to cover my tracks before Johnny Law shows up at the door.
My mom had tons of boxes of papers, right, that you'd keep or mail, letters or whatever, and I had to burn all that, and that was weird because I was carrying it around, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't need this crap in my basement, so I went out and was burning it, like anything that was pretty much all that was her, handwriting, birth certificates, just stuff like that, like, like, what do you need it for?
Don't need it.
I don't need it. She'd be dead. She still gets mail every once in a while.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
From?
So I stuff it in her urn.
Mom, you got some mail.
It's always people trying to track her down. Yeah.
Was she a spy?
Maybe. What's another man thing? What's another like man pressure?
The tying of the extra ratchet strap.
You
like the loose part?
Oh, tying that down. Yeah, I can.
Tying that down.
One I can. I'm all right with confidence. But I was a fireman, and we had a class like 1 week of class of just tying knots. If you had rope right here,
you could tie it,
dude. And I was fast
at tying that knot.
I like tying knots.
I can undo any knot
with a fork. You got to use
any knot. I can undo.
Wow. That's a good dad move to have. Take the knots to dad. Dad, my shoe. Give me it. Your mom can't do it.
Yep.
I go up to Kyle's because I'm on egg duty. I'm his egg bitch right now.
What the hell does that even mean?
I'm his egg bitch. It's my neighbor, Kyle. He came down and he's on vacation. And he asked if I could take care of the chickens. This dude's living my life right now.
Chickens?
Yeah. And I think he got all the ideas from me because I wanted chickens. Also, he has bees.
He has bees as well?
It's so annoying. I go up his long driveway and he's tucked back in the woods and he's got a little pond and dude, it's just so annoying. And
well, just buy his house.
Well, it would be so annoying for this guy is he bought that house and know that that was the only house with tons of woods and farmland all around. And then the guy started selling everything and he told his girlfriend that he was in high school. He said, I'm going to buy that house. We're going to live there. And actually happened. Nice. The old man put it up for sale, and he ended up buying that house. He put a second story on it. No, and I mean...
Oh, you could just do that?
He did. and he made a spiral staircase, and it's
Oh, I'm so jealous of anybody with a spiral staircase because I know they get laid more than me.
right.
I know they do. And I get laid a lot.
Always.
I mean, me and yeah, it's not like we're not doing it. But if I had a spiral staircase, I feel like I wouldn't ever not be getting laid.
So
Like you'd probably try to sleep with me.
oh yeah,
I'd show you a picture and be like, yeah, I put this in to get to my basement.
sure. I do that. I try to sleep with Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one. Anyway, so yeah, I go up there and I got to deal with the chickens, but it's like, oh, dude, he's got chickens.
You get eggs though for free?
Yeah, he's giving me eggs. But
Okay.
I became his egg bitch.
Well, that's good though. You get the eggs.
Yeah.
You
I
get
use
eggs
it to
from
throw
him.
it at his house.
How many chickens does he have?
I don't know, 5.
How many eggs does he get a day?
Maybe not even 5. Maybe only like 3. I don't know, 3 to 5 eggs.
A day?
Yeah, but chickens are a pain in the ass, I'm seeing. They just crap everywhere, all over the
Yeah.
place, and they're scratching up your yard.
Yeah.
And God forbid if I had them and they went into the neighbors wouldn't hate them until they started crapping or scratching. Then I got to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got my bees over there, they're chasing Nancy around and she's getting stung.
Yeah, people that own bees, like this Kyle, what are you doing?
Well, I want to also
Yeah, but why?
because it's fun.
Is
And
it?
I don't know, like having honey would be great.
Yeah, honey's not that
But
expensive.
I know, but it would be neat to see the process and the kids
You don't
after
even
they get
see the process.
after they get stung. Yeah, but you take out the honeycomb and you got to scrape and
What if it's not good? What if they're just making honey all out of poison
stale.
ivy?
Well, I don't know.
You get
I don't know. I
itchy
haven't
honey.
got there yet. Soon. Man pressure. This is for real. What this one, the 4677 is saying, is if you got to make sure your family's okay financially. It's your responsibility to take care of your family no matter what, dude.
It is it's not like it's not true. Like both of our wives work, right? So it's
But
not.
if all of it fails, it's looked at as the man couldn't provide.
Yep.
What'd you do? Oh, I mean, even if we both lost our job at the same time, the woman doesn't get.
As much of a
You can't provide. You're not.
Yeah.
It's not her problem. What are you doing? Go get a job. There's plenty of jobs out there. Are you not working hard enough? Are you lazy?
yeah.
That's a real thing, man.
It does suck. It does suck that a lot of pressure gets put on a man. It really does. And regardless of like most of the time, if a couple breaks up, it immediately is always the man's fault.
Sure.
You immediately go
Oh,
like,
you cheated.
yeah, he cheated.
'Cause you're an
or
alcoholic.
even if she cheated and be like he wasn't treating you right,
Right,
so you
yeah.
had to step out.
Mm-hmm.
It is unfortunate. Women get it easy. That's why we get that extra 28 cents on the dollar.
Well, it's for real. But I like that we just did taxes and incomes and all that, and I just love telling my wife, I'm like, are you even trying? Because there were so many years that I was making so little compared to her, and that's just like, do you even do anything for the family?
Yeah, see, I like the other way when Kayla and I are close in pay, so like if she gets a raise just a little bit before I do, I like to say like, you leave me, I will go for alimony.
You know that,
I've
right?
come accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle.
That's funny. All right. Cool. We should take a break and play commercials.
Commercials, that's what everybody's been waiting for.
Dude, it seems so...
Hot in here. Why is it hot in here? Did you turn up the
No, it
heat?
doesn't seem so archaic to do this. Like, we got a break in the middle of the show for commercial. I mean, yeah, it's the only thing to do, but it just seems like we're living in a world now that you don't do
We're
this.
live. That's and free.
I guess. Tom Cruise turned 60.
60 years old.
Yeah, right? Oh,
Doesn't
man.
look no 60.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. But damn, 60. Hey, do you know I heard... And I wonder if this is true or not. I was going to look this up today, but John Travolta refused to get medicine for his son who suffered from seizures because of Scientology, and his son ended up dying.
I'm pretty sure that happened.
Oh, my God. How do you even go around anymore and walk and do movies and breathe knowing you had a chance to stop that?
Yeah, he
But I guess
it was because of Scientology, because they didn't believe in that kind of medical disease or mental disease. So he was like, "Yeah, we're just not going to do that."
how are we not, dude? Scientology is powerful. Dude, they got so many locations, so many people, and so much money on a thing that, if you look back on it, you have to. I mean, Tom Cruise is a very intelligent man. How do you not sit back and just easily impressionable, I guess, because how do you not sit back and just go, whoa, like this doesn't seem right? The dude said that he was a science fiction writer, and he said he wanted to create his own religion.
Yeah, that's that is crazy how people have just really bought into that. But maybe they don't believe in the religion as much as they just believe in they just like having that, they pay for the protection. You know what I mean?
Could
like
be.
Tom Cruise is paying for the protection of Scientology, not so much the actual religion.
Well, and also like when he goes and does premieres and whatnot for his movies, they pay for tons of his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting a Tom Cruise production when you're promoting a movie. Demi Moore turned 60.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wesley Snipes. That's a weird one because the last time I remember him is Blade.
Well, yeah, didn't he go to prison pretty close after that?
Yeah, I guess. Rosie O'Donnell.
She's only 60? You could have told me, it's like, Rosie O'Donnell just turned 75, and I would have been like, oof, she looks rough for 75.
Yeah, I was just watching... Jerry Maguire came up on my TikTok with Tom Cruise. And this is weird to me because I remember watching that with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom was 37 at that time. I'm 4 years older than what Tom was in that movie that we watched.
See, I just thought about this today, that I'm older than my dad was when he had my sister.
And doesn't that hit weird? That hits different right now.
I thought about that this morning on the way in. I was like, whoa. So he was at, because I was wondering, what movie was, I was thinking about the movie The Fly.
Yeah.
And that happened in 86. And I was wondering, I wonder if my dad saw that movie. He was 29 when that movie came out. I was like, he probably went and saw it. Like, he probably got excited for that movie. He had no responsibility. And then that's when I said, I was like, hey, he had no responsibility. He could have went and saw it easily.
Well, that's the way I think when we go up to Marquette. Anything I can do to bring Marquette back. It's, I know, like, I'm on the same roads that my parents were driving around on. Making love on. Dude, he was only 30 and my mom was 29, or she was 28 and he was 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
What? She was in her, I don't know my mom in her 20s.
Yeah.
But at that time, they were on those same roads that me and Angie are cruising around and want to buy cabins up there and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like thinking about time that way.
Like you just said, like kind of before responsibility or
they didn't really have anything.
Sicknesses, cancers were so far away.
Yeah, I just don't like thinking about time in that way. It's upsetting.
Goes quick, man. I think it's because in your 20s,
Time doesn't exist.
Yeah, you just don't worry about it. I think when you have kids, everything starts going so fast. It's kind of like a little bit of a blur. Like my daughter's 11. I mean, you're just so busy all the time doing things, and you're in your career, and you're focusing on career and kids, and
yeah, it really feels like the last just 5 years of my life have been
just a blur.
Just a blur. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, like I'm getting those. Facebook is just a cruel joke because like memories come up. It'll say 9 years ago, and it'll be Piper, and I'm like, dude, what? You've been alive that long?
You've been breathing for that long?
And yeah, it's it's just a wild thing. And then when you're younger, I think you live in the moment more because you only worry about the day and when you're drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, I get to party today. You're not so career focused and future focused. And
yeah. It's it just takes it takes you so long to get to where you feel like an adult, and yet I still don't feel like I'm an adult. You've said before you still feel like you're in your 20s. Like it doesn't. When do we feel like we're old? Like we're the old people.
This is the problem with men who are like attracted to young 20-year-olds, 25-year-old women when they're 45 years old or whatever. To them, the man, they're still in their 20s and they feel like they look good and they're healthy or whatever, and they're like, boy, I feel like she should be attracted to me, but the 25-year-old is looking at a 45-year-old man like he's disgusting because that's old. But when you're the 45-year-old man, you don't feel that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can vouch for that, like you just said, because me being 41, I sure don't feel like it. And I'm waiting for the time to go, and then I think, wait, is this how did my parents feel like this too? Like a kid and get excited about things? You know what I mean? Like I still feel like I get excited about mountain biking or a bow or whatever. Like, did they do that? Because I remember I thought when I was younger, my parents were just, they went to work, they had the bills, they were the responsible ones or whatever.
They were just parents.
They were just parents and they were adults. So nobody has it. It's like the radio business. Nobody has it figured out.
No, nobody, none of us have it figured out. Nobody ever will have it figured out, and then we die.
Boy, that's depressing.
It's just what it is. We don't know what's going to happen.
Do you want it?
It's 34:30.
Do you want him to tell us one-liner?
Let's hear his one-liner.
Okay. Hi, what's up?
Hey, are we still taking a trip down memory lane?
Sure.
I remember when I first heard you guys on a station we shall not mention.
Yeah,
and,
that's because of a New Year's resolution that we did not give.
Yeah, that
forced upon us.
Yep.
Yes. Well, the first conversation I walked in on you guys on the radio was you guys were talking about buying skinny jeans together. And I know today Tanner will not fit in a pair of skinny jeans anymore.
Why?
No, they're just regular jeans, and they just are skinny. He must have heard the only show that I came in with skinny jeans because you did not let that go.
The skinny jean thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that because I think that's mentally effed you up later in life.
You've brought it up multiple times, and I think in your head I wore skinny jeans every day.
Dude, when you were in your early 20s,
one time.
Did you love those things?
One time I wore skinny jeans.
Did you?
And you're like,
them?
You would go to conventions for skinny jeans.
Dude, always looking them on your computer, what deals you could get. Yeah, dude, I remember those days.
It was 2011, man, or 2012. What do you expect?
Steve Carell's turning 60.
Once again, that makes sense to
me. That does too, right? Yeah, that's all right. I'm trying to get to the ones that like Joan Cusack, sure, whatever.
Yeah, the ones that are
more surprising.
Yeah.
I think this Marcia Cross, is that how you say her name?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that girl is really pretty. Bob Odenkirk. Marcia Cross was on Desperate Housewives. She was the redhead. But she's the pretty redhead, the one that doesn't look like a redhead.
Yeah, that it looks like it's a fake red.
Yeah, right. Jim Carrey. Does that one make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, me too. Felicity Huffman, turning 60. That one's all right.
Okay.
Desperate Housewives again. Matthew Broderick.
Ooh.
Dude, you said something that messed with my mind.
I didn't think that he was 60 yet.
And I think about this daily. You said Jennifer Aniston, Lisa Kudrow, and Courtney Cox are old enough now to be the Golden Girls. Was it those girls that you said?
It was the Sex and the City girls.
Sex and the City girls.
Because the Sex and the City revival just came out, and they're all the same age that the Golden Girls were.
Why do they look good in the Golden Girls?
Hair.
Yeah, right?
It's got to be the hair. Because the Golden Girls had old lady hair.
I really wish when you got a little older, ladies didn't cut their hair short. And I don't know why they do it. Is it the aging process and they feel like, well, I can control this. I can't really control the aging process, but I can control my hair. Why is it? Because I know.
But why make it so unattractive?
Yeah, well, did you just go in there and say F my ass up? No, women, you can do whatever you want. Don't listen to a man telling you what to do, but I think you're gorgeous when you I love the long silver hair. Also, women who do that thing with their lips when they get older, like Courtney Cox, and it's like all...
Oh, they plump them up?
Yeah, just stop. What are you doing? Why?
Yeah, you didn't need to.
But that's because Hollywood screws you up.
Yeah, but I mean, dudes do it, but when dudes do it, it feels like they have a better success rate on facelifts. Like, what's his face? Douglas.
Michael
Douglas.
He did it?
Yeah, he's had a facelift. He's had a few of them, and they look great.
Maybe women are easier to be judged with stuff like that.
Could be. And maybe beauty standards for women are different. Like, for men, it's just like, yeah, I just don't want as many wrinkles. And women are like, I wish I had plumper lips.
Yeah.
And, I wish my cheekbones were more bony or something.
Jodie Foster is turning 60.
Okay. That's okay to me.
That one's all right.
Yeah, because I could see her. She was in her 30s for Silence of the Lambs.
I got PTSD with this phone line.
I know, because you assume it's just going to be 3430.
Hi, what's up?
Hey,
Yo.
regarding the women when they get older with short hair,
Yeah.
it's because when you get older, your hair gets brittle and it thins out, and so you'll notice that a lot of the older women will have like poofier hair because they curl it and they push it up. Otherwise, it is very brittle, frizzy, and you really have no control of.
Oh,
that makes sense.
I did not know that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have a great day.
So, you know. At what age does that?
Woman-splaining things to us.
Yeah, I don't like that either. So stay in your lane.
Yeah, let us tell you how women's hair are.
Why? What age is that? Because I know a woman that's in her probably late 50s that when we first moved here, she was attractive. And then she went really short.
Probably right around menopause.
You think so? You think right then? Well, tell me. Yeah, because women's hair, that's when it starts all going to hell.
Probably the hormones. I assume. I know that women say they're because my wife loved her hair when she was pregnant, and I guess that's like a whole hormone thing.
Let me
Once your menopause happens, your hormones change.
Women, I am not kidding. You have you're so beautiful. Your body is beautiful. Every which way about it is beautiful. Well, you know. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
From the lovely lady lumps to the junk in the trunk to the cheekbones to your eyelids to your bigger forehead. We love all of it. But boy, oh boy, is your body's weird. With what you go through with the hormones. I swear to God, after Angie had her kid, she's still beautiful, but like things are falling apart. Like she's like, my eyelids are sweaty. And she's like, it's just because of hormones.
Yeah.
Dude, real quick, there is a woman just went on TikTok, and apparently this is normal. You're all kinds of leaky, ladies, because she was breastfeeding her kid, and all of a sudden the top of the kid's head was wet. She noticed it was breast milk. It's coming from her armpit. And apparently that's a normal thing for women. You can leak out your armpit breast milk.
Yeah, because it's breast tissue in your armpit.
Unbelievable.
And it's basically coming out of another nipple.
I'm just saying,
nipple.
You women are unbelievably gorgeous, and we love you, but boy, are you weird.
Your bodies feel like they feel ambitious. Does that make sense? Feels like when if you believe God made man, it's like, okay, well, it does this. We don't do a lot. Like, we just kind of, like, one thing kind of changes for us. And then when he was like, let's ramp it up with women. He's like, let's make it so they can make kids. That's cool. We'll just throw breast tissue wherever it needs to be, I guess.
I'm gonna have some fun with this.
And then
You never know. Might have to do it like a dog. How many kids are you gonna have? They might have to latch on anywhere they can.
And then he's looking at his angel, and he's like, "Remember what I did with snakes, where they shed their skin? Yeah, I'm gonna have them shed their inside. What? You're gonna have a woman shed her inside? Yeah, just one time a month, and it's gonna suck."
So, yeah, like that. That's what it means. Leaky. Like Angie's not only dealing with after the hormone, like not being able to jump on a trampoline. That was one of her faves, and she can't do that anymore. She pees everywhere. It's just all leaky. It's leaky. You women are leaky.
Yeah, very moist.
You're very moist, and now Angie, on top of that, got COVID, and her taste, her smell, she gets weird rashes. I keep going back to the eyelids, but she's having eyelid problems. Her hair's like falling out, like it's all over the place all the time. So and on top of all that, and here I am, and I have the audacity to go like last night. Why are you so broken? Like, what is happening? I'm older than you.
Yeah, you're breaking down, made with cheap foreign parts.
I used your saying. I told her the other day when I was like, if you're a toaster, I would have returned you. You'd be broken.
Yeah, kids just change a woman's body and mind in weird ways.
Well, us too.
Yeah, but not as bad.
Well, we get dad bods. Our testosterone level goes down. And plus, we can't hang out with the boys all the time.
Yeah, I thought Saturday was for the boys. But, like, my wife used to love Dr. Pepper, and now it makes her sick.
Right. So that
after Griffin. My sister used to love eating ranch, and now she can't even smell it without gagging after her last kid. Like, that's something we didn't have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, everything's the same. We didn't have a little bout of diabetes during the pregnancy.
Oh, also their body gets, stretchy.
Yeah.
If you're breastfeeding, the breast can deflate.
Yep.
If you will. My wife never had a problem with that. Perked right back up, but they're not huge either.
Yeah. Kayla's boobs are so great. She didn't breastfeed for very long. She hates them.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
are they disgusting?
No.
Let me see.
No, too eager again.
I see what you did.
I love those things, but she was like, "Can I get an augmentation?" I was like,
"No."
Yeah.
You know how much that costs?
Well, I don't care.
Hi, what's up?
So I got something to add about this whole women and changing of their bodies.
Okay, and let you know that we're going to tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. Great. Sounds like my husband. So I had a baby last January, and not only did I have to go through all the pregnancy hormones, but I got severe carpal tunnel in both of my hands. So when my baby was 2 months old, I had to have carpal tunnel surgery in both my hands. I had severe postpartum depression and anxiety, which is in and of itself just awful. And I got COVID on top of it, so not only was I losing my hair because of postpartum and all my hormone changes, but I was losing my hair because of COVID. So I tell you what, if I could be a man for just a day, it would be fantastic.
Hey, listen, sometimes we can't find the clothes that we want to wear on the floor the next day.
Yeah.
We have trouble if it's in the dark. Hey, did you did it at one point when you were going through that postpartum, did you go, why did I do that? I don't want this kid right now. Because I'm sure that's thought of, right?
Oh, absolutely. There was a time where I literally told my husband that I didn't feel attached to my baby. She's my third baby, and the recovery time for that was just the worst.
But do you also take into consideration that your man had to deal with you during this?
I love that.
No, I did not, because I had to get cut open and have a child ripped from me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
how long are you going to use that?
Apple.
We're kidding. That sucks. That postpartum thing is a real thing.
Yeah.
My wife, I would come home, and all of a sudden we'd be talking, and she was kind of, not as happy because I got out of the house because I was working and she was with Piper, and I would come home, we'd be talking normal conversation, and then she would just start crying.
Yeah.
And I go, what did I do? And she's like, nothing. And then I'm like, oh, am I
You
doing
breathed.
nothing?
That's what you did.
Yeah, right. And it was a real deal.
You
Like,
breathed in front of her.
yeah, right. And she didn't, and it finally went away. But man, that was a rough little while. I felt bad.
It took
Yeah,
a while.
there's nothing you can do, and that's once again a thing that a man's supposed to be able to do is make everything better.
Yeah. And then we're the
Yeah,
one
my
that
husband
caused
thought
it.
that.
Yeah, we're the ones that,
Right.
you know, we
Yeah.
got all the fun part.
I like to remind
Yeah.
Angie Lowe, like when there's like a cute thing that happens, or like you can see her smiling and watching, Dewey or Piper up on stage at school or whatever. I like to tell her, I go, I gave you those. I gave you those.
I say
So
the same
Your
thing.
happy moment is because of me right now.
I say the same thing.
And then when they're bratty, I go, those are yours.
That must be a man thing. My husband does the exact same thing.
whenever Kayla's like, I made these children, I was like, you did nothing without me. Like,
Yeah, right.
you couldn't have done it without my seed.
Yeah. You would have
Yeah,
burned
that's
them
definitely a man
because
thing.
just like you do the garlic bread.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just saying. Because Angie always burns the garlic bread when she's making it.
Oh, really?
Oh, sorry, I hung up on you. Thanks.
I always go back to, I was reading a Reddit about women who are transitioning into being a man.
Oh, I got something on that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because they said, I've started taking my testosterone. And guys, are you like this? I'm horny all the time. And every guy on there was like, yeah, it's pretty much just an all the time thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's
to
the
a
worst.
point, man, where I thought, and we've said this on the radio before, but I don't think my wife loved me at one point because I always wanted,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then I'm like, why aren't you? Is it me? Like I'm like doing a bunch of what is going on?
Yeah.
And I come to find out, I had to do a little deep dive in here.
Yeah.
On the internet. I think it was on Google page 3.
Yeah, it's scary.
And it come to find out women just don't look at it like that.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Because you and I had talked about the same thing about how we're always the ones to initiate.
Right.
And then I was like, well, maybe it's because we're just always initiating. Like there's never a time when they have a chance to initiate.
Well, yeah, it's just they don't look at it as... Dude, that's another thing. I wish that lady was back. You should feel bad for your husband because we always got to work for this. You know what I mean? It's to the point where it's like when Angie and I, this is going to sound terrible, but there's a perfect amount of drink that Angie can have where you could take it later into the night and a lot of fun things are going to happen, right? This is terrible, but there's that one, and if we go two before that, and if we get before that amount, and we walk home from the party or whatever, she'll want to put her sweatpants on and watch a movie. Mm-hmm. And if it's after that, she wants to go right to bed. Dude, there's so much pressure as a guy to figure that out. It sounds very Cosby, but it's not.
Every man knows the number of drinks it takes their wife to have fun, but not be a problem.
Sure.
We all know what it is.
4.5, mine.
Kayla's 3.
Yeah, mine's about 4.5, 5. If she goes over 5, then it could be sick.
See, because for Kayla, it's 1 and 2 make her sleepy. 3, she's raring to go.
Mm-hmm.
4, back to sleepy. 5, raring to go.
Right.
6 and 7, she's raring to go, but nothing's going to happen that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to walk her into bed. Yeah.
We should, on Dalton Palooza, if you guys could, and when Tanner and I are doing our thing over here or over there, can people keep track of how many drinks their ladies are on? And then you can just tell us, or you can just slap it out of their hand if they go past 5.
Yeah.
Sorry, just accidentally bump into their arm.
Yeah. Oh, no. And then we'll give you a little wink. Just everybody, just keep an eye on our wives. Make sure they don't
terrible.
drink too much so we can have fun later.
This is just awful.
Because it's not Cosby, it's just knowing your person.
Well, I don't want her sick. That's the worst because...
Then you got to take care of them or sleep with a pillow on your head so you don't hear them puking.
And then it gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to continue on with this because I'm not going to...
Well,
there was only a minute and a half of commercials
what
anyway.
about the second half, though?
Stand by. I'll let you know.
Because you know how they like to split up these commercials.
2, 3, 3:30, about 4.
Okay.
It will be good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we're
we're
just split up those commercials.
We just be new boo goofing. I don't even know how we got into that conversation. I really don't.
I can't remember either. What do you have on women transitioning to man? Can we do that in 6 minutes?
Oh.
Oh.
Probably not.
Darn.
It's Let me look at this. I've been carrying it around like crabs for the last few weeks.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's a story, and I want to know what your reaction would be. I want people to put themselves into this and see, with them being the significant other, how would you react?
Okay.
Because it's a quick story of this. I think it's the dude or the wife. I'd have to reread it, of transitioning.
Okay.
But they're married, and they got married when they were both man woman.
Okay.
So it's just putting yourself in that position. Maybe we can do that next. I can do this though.
Okay.
Did you hear that Bob Saget's family is trying to block the release of the documents
What document?
of how he died?
I thought we all knew that it was head trauma, but I had heard that the head trauma was more severe than just a fall.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it could have been a fall, but also a couple doctors, one of those being that Gupta, whatever, on CNN.
Okay.
He's a neurosurgeon. I didn't realize that. That dude's got to work like 1,000 hours a week. Holy cow.
probably.
Yeah, they were saying that's like, you see that when people fall from 4 stories or fall down 6 flights of stairs or get hit in the head with a baseball bat. Another doctor said, when I looked at it, I thought it was he got hit with a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was really weird. Not saying it couldn't happen. It'd be really rare just to slip and fall and hit your head on the tub. And the big one is the damage underneath the eye sockets or right here. Like, how did the back of the head and the front of the eye sockets get damaged?
Yeah, because that seems like more of a hit in the back of the head, fall on the front of your face.
Right. So does the family know more? I mean, here you go with the conspiracy theories, because they're fun. But, I mean...
Maybe they want it to just be done. Like, he's dead.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, what is it going to do? I mean, it's not going to help anything.
No, it doesn't. It's not
maybe
closure.
he did fall down the stairs and then walked into his room. He might
could've.
have just slipped and fell and went down all those stairs and just got up woozy and
Yeah.
went and laid down. Maybe.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know.
Or maybe he did just fall and hit his head, and it was just he had chalky little bones.
That'd be weird if that conspiracy theory, low, like he got murdered with some dude with there's like a baseball bat killer, came to truth, and his first victim was Bob Saget.
But like, that's a ballsy way to start killing people. One hit, and then you just hope they go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I hit you. Go get a good night's rest.
Well, maybe he dragged him.
They didn't see any of that, did they?
No,
They
I
didn't.
don't.
I didn't.
What do I know?
I thought there was no sign of struggle right away because they had ruled out foul play right away.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe
it dragged him.
Maybe a baseball bat, low. He wouldn't probably be a struggle.
I guess if he was unconscious.
Dude, listen. All I'm saying is Apple said, "Hey,
What the hell did Apple say? What is that?
yeah, we slow down the battery of your phone so you can buy new ones." So conspiracy theories are real. That was a thing when it was like people were like, "No, they're not doing that," and then some people are like, "Yeah, no, they actually do." Do you think they still do that?
Yeah. Well, this is what they do. Is that they purposely start making the updates for phones just work a lot better on the newer phone. And then, which means that a phone that's 3-4 years old, its processor's old, and they know that they're going to overclock it and it's going to work too slow.
Yeah, so that conspiracy theory. What was the other one? Oh, the who's the dude that's still in Russia right now?
Oh, Snowden?
Snowden, yeah. There was a whole conspiracy theory like, oh no, the government listens to everything and stores everything. And then, dude, he was the first dude to whistleblow that, right? As a whistleblower on that?
Yeah, he proved it.
Did you ever watch a Snowden movie with...
No, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, he went and said, oh, no, they track not track, but they're listening on all of your devices and they're stored.
That's fine.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, it seems weird, right, Lo?
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, you got nothing to hide. But doesn't it seem weird?
It seems weird. I just don't.
mean,
it doesn't scare me.
But it's like the government, to me, when you think about it, it's like the government comes into your house and goes, hey, I'm going to hit record so we can listen to your daughter and all that stuff. But why?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't scare me either, but just why?
I guess if it stops if it stops some terrible things from happening.
Yes, I get that too.
Like even if it
So,
doesn't
but why
stop
was-
a lot of them.
Why
or
was
all of
Snowden
them,
so against it, though?
I don't know.
And-
Just the privacy. Just be like, you should know that they're listening. It shouldn't be so secretive.
Yeah.
But it has to be secretive, otherwise they can't catch people trying to do things secretively.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
guess.
mean?
Yeah, I mean, when terrorism becomes a problem,
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe it's the sertraline talking.
well, for me too. I don't know. It just seems
It's odd, but also it doesn't surprise me.
it doesn't really affect me too
It doesn't
much.
affect
You know what
me.
I mean? But
Like,
it's like
I'm not a terrorist. I don't plan on being a terrorist.
Right.
And I guess, I don't know, not a lot of maybe terrorists don't plan on being terrorists.
Do you like that Apple didn't let the FBI into the phone?
Yeah.
But isn't that the same? They should.
that's- I
Why?
think that's
What are you?
great.
What are you doing though? Just everybody should be able to get into your phone. The
Yeah.
government should be able to get into your phone whenever they want.
If they wanted to go through my phone and see something, I would let them. But having them be able to just go into your phone, I guess.
If they grabbed your phone,
I guess
though,
for me personally, I wouldn't care if they went through my phone. But I get why Apple is like, no, we're not just going to give you passwords because they lose all of their security because they pride themselves on being a secure network and like everything is secure through this. So if they just started letting people do it, then they would lose all of their security backing
But the government should be able to get into anybody's phone.
if they need to.
It's the same thing as everybody. They should be able to record you in your house.
Yeah, I guess if they need to.
Well, I just don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me.
But I get why it doesn't.
I get my search link.
I understand why
Or
it
my-
doesn't, but
my
I,
search link, too.
but I just, like I said, I don't know. Whichever FBI agent is assigned to my life is bored.
Yeah. Well, you keep saying that. Like, there's. What are you hiding over there?
They are nothing. That's the issue. I wish I did more things.
Hey, what did the Simpsons movie predict? Because they predict like 100 things or something like that. That's all come true. When do we start looking at like, dude,
I think
maybe there
he's
is a fortune teller on
That
there?
he's a time traveler. There's people that believe that he's a time traveler.
Well, somebody
I
wrote
don't-
on the Simpsons movie EPA or whatever that is. I don't know what any of that means, but that.
I don't know. I haven't watched the Simpsons movie in a long time.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but oh no, I took my search lane, right?
Yeah,
There's
you
a pill
just did.
sitting right here.
Oh, I don't know.
Probably not gonna hurt if I take it now.
No, it's only 10 milligrams. If there was a mistake of taking 2 pills and that would kill you immediately, damn it, we're late.
I know. We got to go. We'll be right back. So that Virgin Galactic, however you say it, space travel.
Didn't they get shut down?
Now you can actually go to the website right now and you can save a spot. Down payment $150,000.
Oh, that's it? It's a down payment.
It's a down
So
payment to
that's
get your
more.
seat, and $450,000.
But to do what? Just go up for a minute?
Yeah, I guess it's like hour and a half.
You're
and
in space for an
and
hour
you
and a
go and you get
Weightlessness?
Weightless. You get up to like 2,000 miles per hour or whatever, and then it's weightlessness, and then you come back down. Dude, if you got $450,000 to spare like that, then you probably have enough to do that, to
Yeah.
waste it. You know what I mean? To us, that's like, wow. Yeah, I got things I got to do.
Yeah, like why? I feel like I'd get bored after an hour
Hour and a half.
in weightlessness. Like what? How many times can you pour water into a ball and drink it?
Well, how long? That's such a 2022 thing to say. It's just such like, I mean, I know you're not, but it's such like a Gen Z. Could you imagine if Gen Zs went up there?
Well, yeah,
Is
because
this
like,
that?
which is crazy. Because back when I was younger, I'd be like, I'd love to go up to space. I'd do that forever. But now everything is such at my fingertips. It's like, man, that feels like that's gonna get boring quick.
It's like when the government's like, oh yeah, no, there's UFOs, and we're like, who gives an ass?
Yeah, who cares?
Did I don't know, like how long does it take to get there? Is that included with the hour and a half? You're not just up.
I don't think it takes that long to get into weightlessness.
And what do you do? Like, what does the ship just stay put?
Yeah, does it just orbit for a second? I don't know.
And by the
Hour
way,
and a half feels like a long time.
yeah, it does. But you got to give them what $450,000 and only get 15 minutes, because really you could probably get that all conquered in 15 minutes.
Yeah, you could probably get the full experience in about 15.
I don't know why I'm thinking about this right now. There was an old radio promotion that was "Get Back at Your Ex."
Oh
And you went up with your guy friend or whatever. I'm just putting a guy as an ex.
Mm-hmm.
They fly you over on a helicopter, and you make love in the helicopter above their house for like 15 minutes.
I think that's great. You could buy that in Vegas too.
You can?
You can buy joining the Mile High Club in Vegas.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wait,
for the
just
pilot.
wait. They just fly it?
Yeah, they just take you up in a private jet, which is just basically a bed, and the pilot wears noise-canceling headphones, and they fly you around for a while, and then you just land. So
Did
you can
you-
join the Mile High Club?
Since COVID happened or whatever, did you know they went public about airlines doing ghost flights?
What the hell is a ghost flight?
They're during COVID, they were not having enough passengers.
Mm-hmm.
And even after COVID, there was not enough passengers.
Yeah.
But to keep their slots at airports, you got to have so many flights. So they're like so sometimes when you're seeing planes go above the sky, there was nobody in there. There was people that were like going to Germany, and they had just to make a flight and come back to keep that spot at the airport.
Yeah,
or
just
otherwise,
so Delta has 10 run or 10
Right.
things at O'Hare. It's like, well, we got this flight, we're gonna go.
that's crazy. I'm not a fan of the whole. I don't think even if I had the money, I don't. That's rich people having done everything on life. Now they need to go experience this.
If I had in the billions of monies,
You might do it.
I would do it probably but it would have to be in the billions, and I'm not going up on the first one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it needs to, like $450,000 needs to be the equivalent of going to Dave and Buster's, like spending $100 at Dave and Buster's. Like that's what $450,000 needs to be.
What is a dude, whoever the guy is, I forget his name.
Richard Branson?
Yeah, what is he doing? Like, is this all just profit for him?
Yeah, it's just rich people.
So
Rich
he's not
people
doing
going to space.
anything to, I mean, yeah, you're giving the experience and all that, and maybe he's giving to charity, but there was no outcome to this. We're going to do this so we can use this money to do this.
Well, not that I know of, but I know that pretty much all of them are like, we're just trying to make space travel cheaper. Because NASA does. It's a stupid amount of money that NASA spends on space travel. Or that they claim it takes to do space travel.
How much is it?
I think Elon Musk said he can do it for like 10% of the cost or something like that.
Dude, you know what I hate most of all? So purchasing this passengers, you go through training and you get fitted for your Under Armour spacesuit. Capitalism.
Yep, there it is. Nice.
Purchasing a ticket also comes with other perks.
Like?
Membership to Virgin Galactic's community of future astronauts.
Oh, that sounds like something you give a kid when they enter the children's museum.
Well, you get exclusive events, trips, and space readiness activities with him.
Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Just jumping on a trampoline?
I guess.
Stupid.
You get an opportunity to purchase an astronaut edition Range Rover from Land Rover.
So you get the opportunity to purchase. God, I hate that concept.
Yeah.
Like, that's a dumb concept of,
You get a chance to get this.
like, you have to pay for the opportunity to buy something. That's dumb.
God.
You tell me you can't throw in a Range Rover in my $450,000 ticket?
What is it? Well, I want to see what this astronaut edition Range Rover
It's
looks
probably a regular Range Rover that just says Virgin on it.
Dude,
They
I
all
love-
should. Bunch of Range Rover Virgins.
Oh, I love Range Rovers, man.
I just get mad at them because they're so expensive.
Oh, yeah, they're terribly expensive. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, dude, the new Range Rover only starts at $101,000.
Oh, that's it? Oh, well.
Dude, you know what I really liked? Those Nissan,
Pathfinder?
yes. I love those things. Do they even make those anymore? Probably
Is that the
not.
one that they're very nice and colorful with the white roofs?
No, those are those CJ or
They still make Pathfinders.
they do.
Yeah, 2022 Pathfinder.
Oh wait, maybe it wasn't a Pathfinder that I was thinking of.
Oh,
Unless-
the seat. I thought you liked the seat.
But hold on, let me do like a 2000. Let me do like a 2008 because maybe that's the Pathfinder that I'm talking about. I don't know.
Kind of looks like your Mariner.
Yeah, that wasn't it. I don't know, man. I thought it was a Nissan. They looked rugged.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's Toyota SUV.
No, not that one. I know which one you're talking about with the white roofs. I like those too.
No, not that one. There was one that was just so cool
I
looking.
thought it was called a Pathfinder.
The 4Runner.
No, I love those.
4Runners are awesome.
Yeah.
I would drive a 4Runner for sure, but they're expensive.
But it wasn't a. Isn't there something else that's kind of like similar to saying a Pathfinder, but
A
it's,
RAV4
maybe it was like a 2004 Pathfinder?
Highlander,
No, I think it was a 2004 Pathfinder.
Corolla.
No, I think I'm thinking of a 2004 Pathfinder.
Is it a 2004 Pathfinder?
That doesn't sound right.
Let's see this thing.
Things are.
That's just your Mariner.
Is that what it is? Why are you yelling at me?
It looks like a big station wagon.
Just stop yelling at me.
No, this is a stupid thing to like.
Hey man, have you been to Texas?
No, I've never been to Texas.
If somebody has been to Texas or if you have lived there, apparently it's almost like it's separate from the United States. It's almost like they have their own rules. There is a weird sense of pride.
Yeah, people from Texas are nuts.
They say it's like when you go there, it's like everybody. It's like a whole states are they're like their own thing.
Yeah, they want to be their own country.
You like Texas is one of those. Like Colton was trying to explain it to me, and I've heard this before, but he was saying that he's like, until you get here, you don't understand. Like they're really proud of Texas.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Maybe.
Why are you so proud of Texas?
You know,
it's just a state where you live. We all live on the same rock. It doesn't really matter.
Another one that's kind of their own thing is Colorado. Like if you go to Boulder, dude, everybody, I'm not kidding when I say this.
Everybody's good looking.
In shape, they're all carrying their yoga mats on their back while they're mountain biking to whatever job. Like everybody is in like athletic gear. I've never seen so many Tacomas in my life than going to Colorado.
It feels like that's where Tacomas run wild.
Yeah.
Like that's just where they are.
Is it what's another state that's kind of its own thing? Like,
California.
when you get there, you're like, oh yeah, this seems California.
I bet you California would feel that way.
wonder if New York does, like rude.
I bet you the city feels like it's its own thing, separate from the state even. I know that California, if it was its own country, would have like the third largest economy in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to know if I'd like to know if Vermont was if that's its own thing.
100 people that live there.
I know. Dude, I want a vacation there. My daughter just asked if we could vacation there, and I'm like, come here, you.
That would be nice. You guys should just travel up there.
How far is this place away?
You're going to drive for, I'm going to guess, 18 and a half hours.
Ooh, I'm flying then.
But how do you get your bikes?
18 hours and 11 minutes. Damn, and that's taking you through Canada. Well, I can't get through Ottawa. They got the truckers are blocking stuff off there, man.
Can you turn on? Can you do the elevator music? I want to ask you something.
Oh, sure. Really? Let me look that up.
I didn't know, because I know I've heard that a few other places, but maybe.
Hold on. Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, that's recently.
Like how long?
Several. If you have several. I'll talk about this later. That's interesting, though. I didn't know that. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
Oregon is another. Florida is its own.
Florida's scary.
I'm not a fan of Florida. Now, listen, I love not Panama Beach. Sarasota.
Yeah.
Love Sarasota. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right when you get just away from that ocean, it's just flat and grubby. I think Florida's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I would never in a million years ever want to move to Florida.
The only reason I'd want to move to Florida is just for the weather. And like if I'm moving to Florida, I'm moving on the water. Like I should be able to see the ocean within a block of my house.
Seattle, Washington, somebody said. And I don't know anything about that, but they said that's kind of your own thing.
I just want to go to Seattle because after you told me that you can bar fight in front of cops.
Oh yeah. They allow it to happen.
I think that's awesome.
Doesn't the homeless run rampant there in Seattle? Or am I just making that up? They probably.
I mean, there's homeless a lot of places. I don't know if they're running rampant.
Is that true also that it is cloudy and rainy a lot?
Yes. It rains a lot in Seattle. And
There's like just one little month where it's not, and apparently everybody is at the beach at that time. Because I was looking up if you should, because Colton had a job offer in Seattle, and I started looking up like if people liked it. Apparently, a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, it seems like one of those cities that if you live in it, you say you like it because you live there.
Sure.
Like you feel like you're supposed to like it.
Yep.
But I don't know. I have zero interest in seeing Seattle. Like there are cities that I want to see. I want to see LA. I want to see New York. I want to see Vegas, and stuff like that. But like, I have zero interest in seeing Seattle.
Can somebody tell me if they went to Vermont, if it was amazing when you got there, or were you bored? Did it feel like a Hallmark movie?
It probably looks just like this.
You think?
Yeah.
Except better mountain here. Dude, Appleton, Green Bay, it's so pretty here.
Well, I mean, there are prettier parts of this state. There's probably crappier parts of that one.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, Wisconsin has a bunch of nice places.
Yeah. I asked my dad that once because he drives truck. I was like, where's the prettiest state? He's like, it all pretty much looks the same after a while. There's nice places some places, and there's crappy places in others. Very cynical outlook on the entire country.
I get that, but I think Vermont, it depends on what you're doing out there. Like if you're going out because of mountain biking, that's a ton of trails
hills and stuff.
Yeah, and then like there's mountains.
Are there?
No, not Vermont. I'm just saying like elsewhere. There's beautiful mountains like the Smokies and all that.
That does seem nice. I would like to see the mountains.
Why don't you want? Let me ask you this: why won't you move to Vermont?
It sounds terrible. I'm not going to move to a place that has worse or the same amount of weather that we have
With
here.
less people.
Yeah, but
It's like living
still
on
the
Mackinac
weather.
Island in the winter.
Still the weather, though. I don't like the winter. If I had unlimited funds, I would be warmer place.
Michigan's their own breed. They even hang their own language with only half the syllables. That's true. That is true.
They got their own rules over there.
All right. Well, we'll move forward. Everybody's been waiting for these commercials, right?
Well, yeah, I definitely have been. I mean, what's going on with Prevea, U.S. Cellular, and Plato's Closet?
Let's find out. Yeah, dude. Speaking of those, the Freedom Convoy, those Canada truckers, man, they're in Ottawa, and what turned to be like a peaceful protest, now they're like barricading bridges and to like get across the United States. Crazy, man. And then
they confiscated like a ton of guns.
well, yeah, truckers,
a ton of like ARs and stuff, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah, and then they got Trudeau just did the emergency act or whatever, and said now police officers can confiscate your semi. If you know the tow, because there's a lot of tow truck drivers that are like, yeah, we're not going to help out, and now if you don't, you can get arrested. The people that are even in a protest over there, even if you're not one of the truckers, but you're still holding the sign or whatever, you're there, you can get arrested. They're saying that they can stop your pay
if you're like blocking highways.
Yeah,
and
if you're
stuff.
not like Trudeau wants to just put, we got to end this.
Yeah,
but this has got to stop. If you don't know what's going on, this happened because Trudeau in Canada put out a thing that said, hey, if you're coming back into the United States, even if you're a trucker and you don't have a vaccine, you got to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How long has this been going on? How are they not? A quarantine would have been shorter than this. I get what you're saying. Like they're like, they don't want to quarantine. They got to work and stuff. But damn, you haven't been working right now. I don't think.
Yeah, you're not working while you're doing this. Might as well have just done it. And also, how often are you going between the U.S. and Canada?
Well, some of those truckers are probably doing it all the time, back and forth. But it gets. This is where it gets weird. This is where it can get extremely dangerous. Not only on the truckers' part, where they're like, "We're going to do this. It's going to be a freedom convoy," which is great, and I like. Fine, you can do that. It's awesome. I like that. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Freedom, liberty, all that. But when you start blocking with shipments that are coming in, the economy or residents of the place, it's kind of like when the Black Lives Matter thing, man. I'm all for that. I love what the Black Lives Matter. I stand for that and all that. But when they started rioting, and then people like, what if my daughter, something was happening to my daughter and you couldn't get through there because they're stopping cars? That's when it gets really, really scary. But also, what's going to happen? I don't know if it's going to turn into any kind of revolt or whatever. But what will happen now when you put this act into place? It's all scary.
I think it'll dissipate.
Probably.
You're gonna watch one or two dudes get arrested, and then people are gonna be like, "Yeah, this isn't worth it."
Well, I don't know, man.
Some of those
people are, yeah. Well, it's going to fuel the fire more. Where they're like, dude, now the government's doing this. Not only are you going to mandate this, but now you're doing this.
You can't block roadways.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like, if you're going to start blocking roadways, there's got to be consequences to your actions.
It's true. You can't. I mean, that's what I mean. This peaceful protest turned.
Not anymore.
It turned
dirty.
Weird. Turned dirty, and now you're getting comment. What are you doing with the guns, man? Like, what are you doing with the ARs? Why are you doing that?
I don't know. Everybody assumes that a civil war is just about to break out, and they're going to do just fine.
Weird though. With what a weird last so many years. You know what I mean? Like, kind of starting with the whole. If I just start with 2001 with 9/11, you know what I mean? That was terrible. And then you're going through anything and everything else that has happened throughout the 21st century or whatnot. It's just crazy. It's been an S-storm the last few years. And the separation with the COVID thing is wild. It's wild on where it went political with it.
It never had to.
Weird,
It didn't. It didn't have to be political. It shouldn't be political because it's not political. It just for some reason became that way. Yeah, so they were even there was somebody that was threatening, saying, "Hey, you guys know with this emergency act that's in place over there in Canada, because you just pulled the trigger on that, we can just freeze your accounts."
It's gonna become North Korea, and we're just gonna make you hungry and starve you out and make you too weak to protest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's mainly like, hey, now we're just going to arrest you if you're blocking stuff.
Yeah, they're not getting what they want in the time and the manner that they want it.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it started going, screw it. We'll just use this truck to block this bridge.
Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, you can't do that. And now we're going to arrest you if you do that. We're just going to tow you. And if you don't want to tow, then we're going to arrest you because you're not doing your job.
Yeah. I mean, Trudeau did give an option. You know, they did give an option over there saying, listen, you don't have to get the vaccine.
No, you just got quarantined.
You're just going to have to quarantine for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. That seems fair.
I mean, it does, and it does put a factor into like, well, I can't. I got to get, well, then maybe you got to get a different job. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the option
of something that doesn't take you to the United States and back here.
Yeah, that's what the difference between like this kind of stuff in North Korea. North Korea would have been like, no, you're doing it or we'll kill you. And they're just like, hey, we're giving you options. And if you don't like any of those options, then I'm sorry. It's like if you go to a restaurant and it's like, we only have fish and oatmeal. And it's like, yeah, but I want hamburgers. And be like, well, then don't come here.
I liked I liked what they were doing. I just don't like when they're ripping AR-15s out of their trucks, and I don't like when they're blocking roads. That's when I go, oh, now it's turned weird.
Yeah, when it was just a drive.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
you're standing up, you believe in this. Cool, you're trying to make change in the right way.
But you're still not working.
Right.
So.
That's what I mean. That's what I was saying. Like, what are they doing for money?
Like, how are you justifying, like, I'm going to protest this because I can't afford to not work? I'm like, oh, but you're not working right now.
Nope, they announced yesterday they will freeze bank accounts of protesters and people donating to them. Yeah, I think we got that. You guys are such sheep.
What the hell did we say now?
I don't think I am. If I was, I'd be a hell of a sheep.
You're implying that you think I am a sheep.
I don't even really know what that means. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-huh.
Wait, are you a sheep?
I don't know. I don't subscribe to that there's a boogeyman that's trying to, like, that everything is less than what it appears.
I liked that they were standing up because, again,
you should stand up for what you believe in.
Dude, it gets weird, that mandate word, and it does. That's a weird one.
It's
Gotta be
not
careful
new.
with. That's just weird. I don't like it. Don't tell me what I can put in my body. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Once again, I don't think anybody's telling you have to. They just give you options.
Well, it's not. It's not that they're telling you, but boy, it sure gets close when it is the options. But it's like kind of the God thing of do this or you go straight to hell. But is that really free will?
You're forcing to lie.
It's kind of like with the job, and I always go back. Give me 30 years here. Then, if I'm about ready to inject something that I don't feel comfortable with, but you're telling me I can't. I do this for a living and I can't eat. Give me 30 years at this job because I'm about ready to do something major in my head, maybe not to somebody else's head that gets it for this company, or I lose my job. You feeling me?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand if you feel that passionate that it's going to do something to you.
Right.
Like it's scary. If you don't if you're like, I don't know how this works. It doesn't work in my head. I don't like it.
Like you were about ready to say if you don't understand it.
How it works.
Yeah. But see, that's what I mean. And I don't tell people, I don't go out of my way to tell people that you shouldn't get vaccinated. Mm-hmm. But boy, do the vaccinated people love to tell you how trashy you are and how terrible of a person you are.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the other side, too, of the unvaccinated that attack the vaccinated.
Yeah, see, I guess I don't.
You
I'm
don't?
Scared because the vaccinated people are so, dude, they make you feel, and they just said, CDC just said, if that you are 6 times more protected than somebody with the vaccination for the Delta virus. Look it up. It's 6 times. I just looked it up because I heard it, and I'm like, oh, before I say this on the radio, I want to make sure I'm right. You are 6 times more protected from the Delta.
If you looked it up, then I'll believe you. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked it up.
But then on your side, it is where the unvaccinated are spreading it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, just by sheer numbers, you can see that the unvaccinated are the majority who are spreading and dying.
yeah.
So, like, there is that.
Do you know, it's funny, as I was looking that up on Google, and it kept pushing it. I couldn't find what I was looking, so I went to Brave. It was the first thing that was up there. So,
Yeah, but where did you get it from?
I feel like Google.
Yeah, but where did you get it from?
From what? This is something Angie heard, and I'm like, I'm going to look this up then.
For the
The 6 times more likely.
But is that on the CDC website, or was
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
was it just like CDC said this and you couldn't find it unless?
Why do you not want to believe me?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if it was hidden.
Well, it wasn't hidden. I'm just saying Google may push stuff like Brave is not. So I'm saying I was saying this last time. Brave doesn't filter anything, and Google is terrible at filtering things. And I still use it, but I just found it very weird that Brave is like DuckDuckGo, by the way, but more private. But anyway, how would I say this? How do I
don't.
say it? CDC, 6 times, more protected. Natural immunity, is that what I do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Natural immunity was 6 times stronger during the Delta wave than vaccination, according to the new report from U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Yeah. So. It's funny. Drink the government Kool-Aid.
I'm okay with it.
Kool-Aid's
I'm
good,
not.
though, man.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't think the world's as scary as a lot. I'm not saying that you believe that the world's a lot scarier than it is, but there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, they're hiding this from you because there's a secret society of Satan worshiping kid rapists that are running everything.
I don't probably buy. That's too. I do believe there are a lot of things that we don't know about, and that we're just. And again, what can I do about any of it, or what is going to happen? But I do believe there's a ton of things that goes on that we don't know.
But you also have said that you believe that the vaccine works.
I do believe the vaccine works.
And
absolutely, 100%.
And that the virus is real.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
just don't think that you need to get it, which is fine.
I do. I think if you're a healthy individual, I think older people should get it. I really do. Like my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they got it. They both ended up getting COVID still. I mean, it's not guarantee you not getting COVID. They have problems. I think if you're overweight, but I think if you're a healthy individual, I don't think you need it, because especially the Delta, dude. The Delta's a flipping cold. I had it, and I have been way more sick. Well,
yeah.
For me, I just feel like it's a cold. Again, this is for me. This is my opinion.
So does Angie?
And not everybody is.
How many issues is Angie still going through from adverse effects from having COVID?
She doesn't have her taste yet. She doesn't have
because that
her smell.
sucks balls.
Well, it does, but also the people
she's alive.
But the people that had it, somebody had it that she knows, and they got all that back.
That's good.
Does vaccination not cause that?
Not as likely to.
But
I mean, it
still
can, but
it,
it's like, but it's once again, it's like saying you could still die in a car accident if you wear your seatbelt, so seatbelts don't work. You know what I mean? It's like one is a little safer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. I could tell you I had it.
Yeah.
And I'm here today talking to you.
I'm not. Yeah. The survival rate's still 98% or something.
All I'm saying is I think you should. I believe in the vaccination. I do, especially if you got problems. If you're older, if you're overweight. But again, I think if you're healthy, you take your vitamins. I personally believe you can beat it, because I think it's cold.
Yeah.
And who cares about old people?
Dude, my grandpa said that. He was like, oh, everybody who's dying, they're old anyway. I was like, Grandpa, you're old. And he's like, yeah, but they were going to die anyway. I was like, you're going to die. I was like, how do you feel about that? Like, just being like, yeah, but those people, like, they were already gonna die.
Dude,
You'd be
back-
like, yeah, we're all gonna die.
Back to that North Korea thing when we talked about this like 10 minutes ago. Not only do they kill you if you didn't want to get the vaccination, if you're like, no, they would just like, whoosh,
Yep,
just with a
done.
sword, not even like a gun or anything. But also, dude, they not only punish you, they punish your kids
Yeah,
or whatever.
They
like
punish your generation.
like if you're a granddad, like they're putting people that are prison like through generations. Like, yeah, well, your cousin did that, so you're going to jail. You're going to prison for life.
because they don't want your gene pool to spread.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
Right.
want it to spread at all. So they're just like, you know what? I don't like your people. Bang.
Yeah,
You just kill you all.
yeah, dude. North Korea is not the fun Korea.
No.
If you're gonna go to a Korea, I wouldn't suggest that one. I would go with the water slide one to South Korea. Apparently, they got a huge water park over there.
South Korea?
I don't know. It seems weird, right? Like they're so damn close.
Mm-hmm. Just one, I think, is north than the other one.
Little northerner.
Or maybe maybe one is more south than the other.
Who's the dictator over in South Korea?
There isn't one. I'm pretty sure it's not a.
Well, who's
not a
the
dictatorship.
you know, like what I meant though.
Who's in
the-
charge?
Yeah, who's in charge over there? Why is he so much better?
South. Well, he doesn't have his people treat him like he's a god, I think. South Korea leader? Moon Jae-in is the president. So it's a democracy over there.
Isn't it funny how many people get heated?
Yeah. Yeah.
And isn't it funny too? The people that are vaccinated really like looking at how.
Oh, but it's not just the vaccinated.
Well,
The
just like you
unvaccinated-
said, once you understand it.
But yeah,
I'm an idiot then too.
I'm not saying you're an idiot.
and I don't care about people. Remember when you said that
I
one?
did say that it
I care more about people than you do. That's what was said.
Well-
But I care about my family.
yeah. So that's what it is.
Oh man, people get heated because I'm a little heated, like right now. But the I don't talk to a ton of people that have been vaccinated because a ton of people in my area just don't do it.
Yeah.
But I guess I only hear from you and the text line and some listeners. But boy, do they get heated, and the news and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've said this before too. At this point, I don't even. Who cares about if you're going to get it or not? Because if you haven't gotten it by now, you're just not going to get it. And if you're going to get it because they take something away from you, then your beliefs didn't really matter to you.
Yeah, that's true, but it's
You know what I mean?
But
Like all the people in Canada that are like, "Oh, I'm going to get vaccinated now that they took away the liquor store."
well, yeah, that's funny.
And
That
it's
one's
like,
really funny.
It's like, oh, so your beliefs, or like the other person we know who got vaccinated just because he didn't like the way people looked at him. And it's like, oh, your beliefs didn't matter to you. Like you didn't have a really strong.
I just thought about that guy.
You didn't have
It
a
was like,
strong
whoa.
opinion.
It's
you
hard,
just didn't
though,
want to
like,
do it.
But if this company was like, you got to do it. If it did win full, and I'm like,
You thought, because I asked you that before, and you said, I don't know, me and Angie are talking about it. So I think where you're at is you'd probably quit.
probably probably. I got hopefully side things working. It's just, it's hard to, this career's tough, and especially when you're 40 and it's like, when am I going to start over? Go live I guess that'd be my chance to go to Marquette and live in a tent.
Yeah. Just live in a tiny home.
Yeah. This person said the people around me are the unvaccinated people that are the ones that are more vocal. Really?
Yeah. To me, what I see are the unvaccinated that look at the vaccinated like we're sheep. Like we don't think for ourselves. We're not critical thinkers. We don't do our own research.
I don't think that at all. I just think you believe in science, like Elon Musk says. It's like I'm gonna trust in this science.
I trust the science.
Yeah, no, I don't believe
But it's
that you guys
also-
are sheep.
But it's also like you said, you can beat it, and you also don't hang out with a lot. You don't see a lot of people that are at risk.
Dude, do you know how many push-ups I can do?
You can do
Ton. 7. I'm very healthy.
7 and 15 girl push-ups.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that's over
That's-
like 20.
that's-
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now push-up is 1 down, 2 up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I don't know. And plus, I'm off of. I don't do Facebook, so I guess I don't see it as much.
See-
you know. So like, I don't do the social media.
It's interesting because you think that the text line is all on my side, and I think that the text line is all on your side.
Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's just do whatever you want. Cool, do that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Someone made a good point.
I mean, 800,000 have died here alone. I think it's starting to slow down, or it's not at all. Like, I don't
It
know.
ran back up. I
we're
also
still at about
somebody said it
1,000 a
only
day.
happens like once in 100 years, so people get heated about it.
Oh, polio.
It's
People
fun.
did people get polio? Or
I have it twice.
I beat it.
I beat it. I do push-ups, Tanner.
I look down. You just have a bunch of pool sticks taped to the sides of your legs. You know, that's how I walk now. It's the way that God wanted it anyway.
Can I say this because I like this one, Jake? I found a new love for you. I grew up knowing Tanner, and never did I think he'd be so sheepish.
Yeah, see?
I just like that people have said you were sheepish.
Who is the person? This person's texted him before,
Block him.
and I don't know who it is. The 4141. Who are you? Let's see if I even know who you are.
North Korea isn't vaccinating people. Jake constantly spreads misinformation. He braves for 30 seconds. I never said they're vaccinating people.
You said if you don't get the vaccine in North Korea, they kill you.
But I was
But
using
that
that
was
as an example. I was saying like people in
Yes.
North Korea, if you didn't, if they were mandating vaccines
Yes.
and you said no,
They would just murder you.
I never said. See, that's hearing what you want to hear, and you have twisted that because you didn't understand. You understood me.
Yeah.
But that person didn't understand. So don't say I'm spreading misinformation. You're the jackass spreading misinformation, right? Actually, I'm going to call him and tell him he's a jackass. No, I'm just saying I was saying it as an example. If they were to do that, if they were mandating that. Also, you should check out Brave. Brave's dope, dude. You can't. You got to go to Google if you really want to find, like sexy pictures of Anna Kendrick or something.
But
It takes forever to find something.
knowledge is power. No, you're wrong.
It's just, don't worry.
But I don't know.
It's the same with me. I'm finding all the negative ones on me too, and it's just riling me up. But no, Brave's really cool. The DuckDuckGo apparently doesn't. The Brave one is completely on. I guess not. You can't keep your information and your tracking and storing all that.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's really, I have it on my phone, dude, and it's so hard to remember because I am so programmed
Yeah.
just to use Google that it is really tough to.
I don't look up enough stuff that I think that I'm being hidden from to use Brave.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's the whole thing of just like, do you need to store all that information?
Yeah, I don't care enough. Like I said, I like it when they hear me talking about something and then they push an ad. Some people get scared. I find it convenient.
I don't get scared. I get annoyed. But I do understand what you're saying, dude. When I was looking at mountain bikes, like, damn, I didn't know this one existed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool.
It's convenient. Like if
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that new dog food, that sounds awesome. I should really look into that. I have a bad memory. But if I hop on Facebook and it's like, oh, there's that dog food Jake was talking about.
yeah, right.
Perfect.
It's hard to live in a world now that they're not tracking or storing because, and it's only going to get worse and worse. But it's what do you do? What do you just not? I mean, I guess you can use Brave when you remember to use it, but that's a really difficult thing living in 2022 unless you're going to roll up to Marquette and live in a tent and just be completely off the grid.
See, this is what we were talking about before.
What?
Right here. Jake, what size Trump shirt do you want to wear? We haven't said anything about politics, but because of your stance, this person assumes that you enjoy Trump.
Wow. Jake, do you listen to Joe Rogan? That's how you found out about Brave? Actually, Jordan Peterson is how I found out about Brave, not with Joe Rogan. I do listen to Joe, but I found it on Jordan Peterson talking about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Isn't that funny? We never said one thing about politics.
But they assume because of the stance that you've taken that you're a Trumper.
And that's not true.
No, it's not. You've been pretty vocal, same with me, about him.
That's weird though, right? I just feel this way on vaccinations.
Yeah.
And some things about, the Big Brother watching you and stuff, but dude, I'm kind of in the middle anymore. I really feel like that, where it's like, I don't know.
You can see both sides.
Yeah, do I have to pick one?
No, you don't.
I don't like people running in and destroying like the Capitol. That's not my
that's
group of
not
people.
great. And it's like the one time that you should be wearing a mask and like none of them are.
Yeah, I like the dude in the horns.
Oh, the QAnon shaman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he still thinks JFK Jr. is coming back.
Yeah, that's funny.
You can earn crypto with Brave. I don't even know what that means. How do you earn crypto?
I don't know. Google that. So let me tell you what Brave is, because somebody wanted to know what Brave is. Brave is a free and open source web browser developed by Brave software based on whatever web browser. It's a privacy focused browser which automatically blocks online advertisement and website trackers in its settings, and it does do a very good job on blocking pointless things that are popping up.
Do you do a VPN at all?
No, they were talking. Jordan Peterson was also talking about a VPN.
You should get a VPN if you're.
You can through Brave. I know you can through Brave.
Yeah.
But what is that?
A VPN hides your IP address.
Oh, really?
And it hides all of that.
Yeah, but see,
so with everything you're doing, though.
I'm like halvesies, like kind of like what you. It's like really what?
You're enough to do it
for free.
For free, but you won't pay for a VPN. That's that fine line of, are these my morals? Kind of.
What is Jordan Peterson under fire for?
What did he do?
Did
he diddle somebody?
Did he stand? Maybe.
Did you hear that Jordan Peterson is under fire? Yeah, but did he diddle anybody?
You just can't listen to this. Listen. You cannot win. You cannot win, Jake. You would have had more respect if you said you got it from Rogan rather than Jordan Peterson.
Why?
Talk about a bigot.
Well, see, now I respect you more for listening to Jordan Peterson than Joe Rogan.
Why, dude? Anytime I bring up Rogan, you get really silent.
I get, because I'm not a fan of him, but I also, it's a weird thing. It's really weird. I find it odd because he shouldn't be silenced, but also I don't think people should look at him as seriously as they do.
Again, he's just giving his opinion, and
that's the thing. He gives his opinion, which is awesome, but I think
you think they should get it from Fox and CNN?
No, what I'm saying is I don't think that you should respect his opinion as much as other people, because at the end of the day, he is still just a comedian. He's a very smart man and stuff.
I guess.
But he shouldn't be your outlet for information.
Well, a lot of people like Tucker Carlson, and you hate him. Would you consider him more of a...
He's more of an entertainer than an entertainer.
I don't know, man.
Than a journalist.
Joe's doing it right, because it's hard to trust CNN and Fox News. They're a bunch of flipping liars.
I don't watch either of them.
And it's right. It's terrible to hear that. And they're censored in what they can say and what they can't. Mm-hmm. I think instead of trying to figure out what's wrong, because Joe Rogan is exploding with people. And if anything we learned from Morgan Wallen, saying the N-word is only making you bigger.
Oh, yeah. And it is.
And people trust him because he does say, when I can't get everything right, I might be wrong. But I think they need to look at more of, what is Joe Rogan doing to gain this much trust? We should be doing that instead of trying to silence the dude.
Yeah. No, there's that. Yeah. And like I said, the fact checking on Rogan's podcast, that's also an issue, I guess. But then I thought, I was like, but he shouldn't have to fact check because he's just a comedian with a podcast. So we shouldn't be looking at him for hardcore facts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have this weird opinion about him.
Well, you got to understand too, it's a lot of the guests that he are extremely credited people.
But then if you fact check his guests, it's like, oh, well, they're saying these things and here's how they're wrong, or they're misleading in this way and this way and this way. And it's like,
where's that data?
Do you want it?
Yeah.
I was going to send it but I was like, well, that's because
It's just anything with Rogan. Dude, he is like a morning show host.
Yeah.
So what the F? What are we doing?
Well,
You
no,
shouldn't listen to us at
well,
all.
Hold on. This is
But it's like anything. Dude, like Angie will be like, dude, Tanner just will not talk about Rogan.
Well,
He
I don't-
hates him that much.
I don't hate him. Like I said, it's just I have a very weird opinion on him. Because I don't think we should just take everything he says and be like, I heard it on Rogan. That guy's credible. That's it. That's just what it is.
You do that with TikTok.
Yeah,
literally.
I know. I'll
you
do
get
that.
something on TikTok and then you take it
And
as fact.
I know,
I
and
think
then
it's
I have to look it
anywhere.
up.
I think
Yeah.
it's any
Well, that's it.
social media outlet.
You're supposed to look up things after you hear them. You shouldn't just listen once. But that's the issue, is that you don't want to look up something that agrees with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you don't, like when you heard that they were hiring back unvaccinated nurses at Aurora because everybody was leaving. You wanted to believe that
was
right
something.
away.
There was something about that. There was another thing that helped my argument out on that because somebody did end up texting, and I believe the texter. But it's weird. You automatically are against everything he says. And you haven't. I don't think you've listened to one interview.
No, I've listened to a few
You
of
need to
his
listen.
interviews.
Listen, you got to listen to the ones too where he's not only talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. He does the ones where he's got other people that aren't on his side.
Yeah, he does. I'm just saying, like,
It was the cardiologist one that I saw the
But then there was on that other side that you're saying about the misinformation. Apparently, it wasn't misinformation that I read, so I'm believing that. You're going to believe your thing,
and I want to believe the other one that it was misinformation.
but it is like you did say. You are correct on one thing, not one thing, many things, but that dude, he has become a big influencer. He can and
that is, I think, the most dangerous part is that
It
people
is.
look at like it would be like if people were coming to us and they were like, I get all of my facts from Jake and Tanner.
But, dude, this
Be
is
like, we
Howard-
would
this
tell
is-
you immediately. Oh, you shouldn't do that.
This is Howard Stern. Howard
you
Stern
shouldn't
was.
do
I
that.
mean, he was doing more entertainment purposes, but everybody was getting facts then from Howard Stern.
And that's a weird thing, right? Because if you look at like us, if people were like, I only get my news from you guys, I'd be like, oh, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
Like you shouldn't. We're just two guys that talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think Joe Rogan would do this. Has said the same thing. He's like, I'm not giving you facts. I'm just talking my opinion. But
And again, it's just his opinion.
So like I said, I don't think Joe Rogan's doing anything bad, but I think his base is there's a good number of his base that takes what he says as gospel.
Well, what do you do then?
I don't know. There's nothing to do. It's like I don't think you should censor him because he's not doing anything wrong. Like I don't think he should be taken off the air, but it's that weird sense of responsibility of like, oh, I have that many people that listen now.
Well, he
do I
can't-
have
but he
more
can't-
of a responsibility,
well-
or also why do we expect that of him?
Right. I mean, just he's given his opinion on things.
Yeah.
He talks to the people that he's talking to, and you or not you, but like, and then what happens is these little segments get on TikTok, these minute things, and then people look at those things rather than listening to the interview, and they go, "That's fact," even though it may not be. And maybe just a few minutes later, Joe was like, "I'm not. Can you look that up to whoever he talks to? Can you look that
Yeah.
up and check that or whatever?" But dude, on one of his guests, he was fact checking the S out of him. Like he's like, I don't believe that, and I like when he does that. And I love the people.
But isn't that interesting that he only fact checks the stuff that he doesn't agree with? And that's everybody. That's
Well,
you. That's
even
me.
if-
That's
yeah.
everybody. You don't want. It's like the same thing of if you go to a doctor and he tells you don't have cancer, you don't say I want a second opinion.
Right. People want to silence him, and they want to know why Spotify doesn't do anything. You got to, because I'm in this business. Do not get this twisted. Spotify is on Joe Rogan's platform.
Yeah,
It's hands down.
100%.
Joe Rogan can go anywhere he wants.
Spotify did not pay Joe Rogan for his content. They paid for his listeners.
Right.
They paid him $100 million for what he was doing because he was getting plenty of money
Sure.
and listeners other places.
Dude, isn't it crazy though? If you learned anything from Morgan Wallen, that what happened is going to make him.
There's a base of people that don't care you say the N-word. Well, like that Ramble or whatever, that new place. I was like, hey Joe, we'll pay you $100 million. You can keep all your N-word ones. And it's like that's weird because Joe Rogan's saying like,
Yeah.
yes, I agree, I shouldn't have done any of that, and that's bad, and that I'm okay with you taking him down. That makes me respect Joe Rogan more because it's like he's learned from things that he's done in the past that have been mistakes.
But I do.
You should learn from your mistakes.
I know we're having a little argument or whatever conversation, but I do get what you're saying. Where it is, man. He's so powerful with his words right now. This is how Hitler started.
Well, like I said, I don't hate Joe Rogan. I don't agree with
anything he says.
No, most of it I kind of do.
Yeah.
Like with his politics, usually I agree with him, and I can separate that. I've never really liked him as a comedian, but
Yeah, I don't either.
But his stance on politics and stuff, most of the time I agree with. And
Isn't it funny too? Because a lot of people think he's Republican and he's not.
No,
he
just
votes for the best person who he feels like. He voted for Hillary.
Yeah, he voted Hillary, and then he voted Trump because he didn't like Biden.
$100 million to switch, and you can keep all of your N-word.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm happy that he was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because it shows that he was like, it shows that he was fine with it. You know what I mean? Like that he was okay that they took him down.
Dude, let me read what Kyle just wrote. If I got all my news from you guys, I'd be all caught up to 2018.
Yeah, we would. That would be good if you guys all got your crap.
All right. Well, that was fun. Super late. Again, Tanner, do you know how many commercials we have to play?
All of them.
We have, holy F.
All of them.
I want to apologize to traffic right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of Tanner's sheeple ways.
Yeah, I'm just a really sheep man.
It's what is happening?
Beta. That's what it is. I'm a beta.
We have lost so much money for the company right now. The only thing I do is laugh or I'm going to cry. We got to go. Oh, hi there. I love this infamous tweet here from this Christian pastor in Utah. Sparked outrage.
Oh, God.
He didn't have to do this.
Well, it's like you've got a really perfect storm for something insane when you say it's a Christian pastor on Twitter from Utah.
Yeah. He maybe he felt like he was doing God's work.
They all do.
Dear ladies.
Uh-oh.
It's short and quick. Gets to the point, no faking. There is no reason whatsoever for you to post pictures of yourself in bikinis, bra and underwear, or anything similar ever. Not to show your weight loss journey, not to show your newborn baby, not to document your birth story. And that was it.
Why?
That one's okay. I don't agree with all of it. No. Listen, no. Hear me out for a second.
I'll hear you out.
No, I know this looks bad, but well, then then people are saying, here's the first text back to him is like, no, it's my responsibility not to control my eyes, my thoughts, and my heart. Okay, so the weight loss journey. Listen, you shouldn't tell a woman, do whatever you want. You shouldn't tell a woman what you should do whatsoever. Especially being a man.
Yes.
That's one way to get him to go crazy. Am I right? Cuckoo. Settle down.
Settle down. You're being irrational.
The weight loss journey one's weird to me because I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? That's fine. That's
because you're proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, dude, and show the example of that.
Yeah.
That's amazing because that can get other people hooked and help. With health. I
like the one guy who kept taking before pictures, but he kept gaining weight.
I need that guy in my life.
He was like, I kept taking before pictures before I go to the gym, but I ended up just documenting diabetes.
Oh, that's funny.
My bout of stage 2 diabetes or whatever.
To show your newborn baby. That one's weird to me. Is that saying like a newborn baby on the chest?
Like doing the skin to skin, I guess.
Oh, what? Okay, let's settle down. And document your birth story. Dude, what? Brian?
Yeah.
Shut up, Brian.
What weird.
Now, let me go back low. Because I don't agree with him, and I don't agree with this Adam and the people that are saying, it's my responsibility not to control my eyes and my thoughts. Dude, am I the only pervert, apparently? Like, if a woman is in a bikini, like in TikTok or wherever, you look.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over there and I'm not going to do the, what is it called? Nights of whatever. I'm not going to knock her out and try to take her to a private land to do nasty things too. I would never do that.
Well, that is their whole thing is like, if women post pictures like that, they'll get raped.
Oh, yeah.
And, weird. It's like, well, that's not on the woman. Like, why is there not a tweet from a pastor like, guys, listen, just because she looks good doesn't mean you get to touch her. Okay, that's not what you get to do.
See, yeah, and that's what I agree with that.
Yeah,
but also TikTok has thrown. It sounds like my whole TikTok's filled with women, but it's not. We actually went through that. It's everyone. It's every once in a while, and it's hard to weed through all of it. I mean, seriously, they're all over the place. I do think TikTok has put women back 100 years.
That's fun because, or it's a double-edged thing because it's like, did it put them back, or is it giving them the
power, the courage.
Power and courage to post this more? Because 100 years ago, they would have been like, oh, you can't post that because you're a skank.
Well, I guess you're right. I'm just saying, I think TikTok shows younger women just how powerful the woman's body is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And it really shows, and this sounds so cheesy and like... we've said stuff like this before, and I don't mean to sound cheesy, but it also shows, our daughters
the expectation.
To feel validated. you get tons of likes and comments if you show up in your bra. And you do.
Yes.
And this isn't just, I guess, right now. It's all since social media started. But TikTok is that's a thing, man. That's a
Yeah. It's
it's
always
almost porn.
A lot of it turns into just porn. It is a weird thing because it does show like, oh, this is what people want. It's no different than having the anorexic women on the cover of the teen magazines back in the 90s.
That's a good point.
This is an unrealistic standard for women.
But now normal people are doing it,
now,
you know what I mean?
So it's a little bit not as unrealistic, but it's also like, dude, not everybody can have that, but also everybody can if you try.
And especially be when they're young and impressionable.
And brains are still soft.
And also it shows I'm not just saying this about young ladies that it shows validation. It shows guys like, oh, women should be in their bras and underwear all the time. These 15 or 16-year-olds or whatever age they are. I think it's just, maybe it reverts back to the parenting. You know what I mean? Like maybe you shouldn't let them on TikTok at such a young age. I don't know.
I don't think that people under the age of 18 even should be on TikTok. I mean, definitely
agree with that.
Definitely under 16.
No way.
Shouldn't even be on there. Because what are you doing? There's nothing on there for you.
Right. Hi, what's up?
2430, I'll behave, I promise. Women are getting a couple 100,000 a year selling their feet pics.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, let's not blame it all on TikTok.
Farts in a jar for 200,000 a year.
Yeah, that's true too. And the popularity of OnlyFans goes to show women just how powerful their body is. They can make all this kind of money just sitting at home with the parts that they were born with,
which is good.
Don't hang up.
Yeah.
Which is also awesome.
And nobody wants to pay for my $10,000 for my feet pics or my farts in a jar.
No, nobody wants that. Yeah, for real.
Wants that.
No, I get it.
I love you guys.
Thanks, man.
But that's the other thing where it's like it is empowering because they're taking what men used to look at and be like, I deserve to. That's mine. Like you don't get to. Like that's only for me. Your body is there for me, and they're taking that and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna make money on that then.
Isn't that crazy, though? Just how powerful the woman's body is to a guy. This goes again to show you guys are visual people. They like looking at shiny, pretty things.
Yes.
And man, women, you're just blessed with the easy road, aren't you?
You look at it that way and it's like, who really has the power here? Like, who really has the power when...
we're the ones that are feeding them and giving them the money. So it's, again, the man making the money.
I was going to go in a different way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kidding.
Who really has the power between in a relationship dynamic or in any male-female dynamic when the woman can really wear a low-cut shirt and kind of manipulate the guy to do what she wants him to do? You know what I mean? Like, my wife still puts on her good boob bra and a low-cut shirt when we go and buy cars.
Yeah.
Because she knows she could probably get a better deal.
Man, guys are easy.
Yeah. And it's like, I can't do that. I can't just come out, I can't go find a female salesman and wear tight gray sweatpants and expect to get a couple free oil changes out of it.
And this is why God made the pay scale a little better for us. That is so
Who rang
terrible.
that bell? Chuck! Oh, Chuck with his...
He ran out.
He ran in, hit the bell, and he ran right out.
Kidding.
He runs so fast in stilettos, too.
He does, man. We're just new boo goofing. But I get that. But it is crazy and weird, and it's not something I'm just noticing. But man, they do have a lot of power with that body.
Yeah, I think
some.
Once again, I think the world would be a better place if everybody was naked all the time.
Yeah, or just genderless.
Or just, or it didn't matter. I can't,
parts.
Like I said, how do we make babies?
Well,
I like my parts.
Well, I think you can just impregnate with the mind. I can infiltrate your mind without you, that's mind rape.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
100 years. I've said it before. 100 years, there'll be no such thing as gay, straight, bi, nothing. Everybody will just like...
Mm-hmm.
They'll just like
Just
it.
everywhere.
And they'll and it won't matter. You know, men won't be super. Well, they probably still will be, but it will be more easy for a guy to be like, "Oh, I like that dude too."
So on this OnlyFans thing, actually, I was at a training the other day for OnlyFans,
You're at training?
and the average person on OnlyFans selling photos only makes $143 a month.
Yeah, the average.
Was that the?
But that's crazy because is factoring in because an average is highs and lows.
Did you got to really work at this?
So you got a ton of people making nothing, and then you got the people that are like, "Oh, I make $2 million a month."
You got to have a thing. You know what I mean? And it's got to be a different type of thing. Did you remember that one thing that I had a great dude? This was like I was so ahead of my time.
Okay, what is it?
It was. I told you about this. I'm like, would you want to get into this? Because we always had ideas that we wanted to try to make money fast. scheme.
Yeah.
And it was PG-13. This. You're on video with masks,
Oh yeah, with coins.
and you get to. It's like it's choose your own adventure. So it's all of a sudden something's going to happen, and then you just kind of wait, and you just are like rocking back and forth, waiting for them to pick what happens on the character.
Yeah.
And then like A, B, C, and D will pop up, and it'll be like, use the thermometer, use the egg beater, use whatever, and they pick, and then you're like, eat, and then you go get the egg beater. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do that on the dark web, but it's a lot with murder and rape.
Ooh, I didn't want to go there.
It's not as fun. Yeah,
They took
no.
my idea but they spiced
did
it up.
Yeah, they did it a lot worse.
Dude, choose your own adventure.
Yeah, mine-
Real porn. Dude, tell me that's not.
That would be fun.
Would you want it? Like me and you wear masks. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it would be. I would maybe. People will pay for anything. My options would all just be like, just do it premature.
A, B, C, and D. It already happened. Take shower.
Disappoint her.
Yeah, disappoint her. Start crying. That's fun though, and you could have little fun little jokes like that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, or there'd be options of like nibble her ear or yell at her. So
They do that. There's a few websites that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that have live camera and you can pay to
But
have
it's
them
like a
do extra stuff.
But not like the pop-up Choose Your Own Adventure, like
Yeah,
the
I don't-
Minecraft cartoon on Netflix.
No.
Or the Bear Grylls. The Bear Grylls does it. Dude, choose your own adventure even on
Like Bandersnatch?
It doesn't even have to be like live. It could be like the Bear Grylls where it's like, do we go make a fort or do we kill this snake? What's Bandersnatch? What is
That was at Black Mirror. They were like
Right.
the first one to do it on Netflix, where it was like choose your own adventure for Black Mirror, and then Bear Grylls had theirs and Minecraft did theirs. But
Yeah, we'll do that for the P. Dude.
it's got to be out there. Remember, we've said this before. If you can think of it, it's out there, especially when it comes to lovemaking and any
That's-
kind of self-pleasure.
It's true.
Because the human race is good at one thing, figuring out how to have sex with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is there ever a movie about aliens where somebody doesn't bring up? It's like,
Probing.
yeah, I'm going to try to have sex with it. Always.
Yeah, I mean, every object in this room, I've thought about it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I
I
didn't
think-
want to.
I think that's why aliens don't come back.
Probably.
I think they came here and they're like, we're going to show you how to make tools and we're going to make these pyramids that do all these things. And then somebody just, We Are the Kings happened or whatever. And they just ganged up and they just sexually assaulted a bunch of aliens and they all left and they're like, dude, F that planet.
Have fun with your cancer.
Yeah. And they just sprinkle cancer and smallpox on it and be like, dude, why do they have to do that? And we're the big laughing stock around the whole universe. Be like, don't go to
Earth.
don't go to Earth C83 in the Milky Way galaxy because they're all just sexual deviants. They're still in that stage of their development, humping everything like they're a corgi.
Do corgis hump everything?
I assume so. Just unneutered dogs.
Oh, they said there already is.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, think of something to do with porn. They've done it.
We got to play a game, speaking of porn, next.
Wait, what game are we playing?
We'll do it next. It's the Jake and Tanner Show. Dude, I was listening to an interesting thing with Dax Shepard because he's very open about all of his drug addiction and whatnot. And he said he was extremely fortunate to be at the level of money he had and a realization. You know how Jim Carrey said he wishes everybody could get to the success that he's at to realize that that's not it, but he knows that not everybody can. Like you've stated before, you wish you had enough money to get to the problem of going, oh, money doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'd love to know that money doesn't matter.
Dax Shepard said that there was a time in his years ago, he got done filming all this stuff, and he wanted to go on a vacation. He's like, I'm going to take a break from work. And his buddy's like, let's go out to Hawaii for a week. He's like, yeah, I'll even pay for it because he just signed a deal with whatever studio to give him money to do Zathura. So he was making, he said he was making the most money he's ever made in his entire life. And he went out there and did a bender. Like they found all kinds of, it turned coke to meth. Like this is within a week.
Yeah.
And all the drinking. And he was coming back to the airport and having layovers and stuff. And he was so sick, he said. And he's like, I got to have drinks. I got to have drinks. And he went to the bar and he was sitting like in the corner because people were recognizing who he was. And he was just pounding back like rum and cokes or whatever. And he had like 4 of them. And he says, it's weird too, because he said 3 years prior to this, he had $0 in his bank account. But he was always able to say, oh, if I had more money, I won't be unhappy, so I won't drink as much or I won't do drugs because I'm not going to be as unhappy. He always had something to blame it on without money.
Yeah.
Now he has over $1 million in his bank account. And he said, you'd have told me that 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. And he says, I have more money than I've ever had in my entire life. And my career is on paper, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
I've gotten all my dreams. He's like, but I am at a point where I'm the most unhappy. Like, he's like, I don't want to be alive. And that's when he realized, oh, there's a lot more going on inside that I'm not happy about. Yeah. Because I always thought it was just, I wasn't there in my career yet or whatever. He's like, but I have everything I want. And I am so unhappy. And he says, I was very fortunate enough to have all of that money and to have that realization. Yeah, that'd be nice, man.
It would be nice. It would be beautiful.
But he thought that money would just fix everything. Yeah.
It's just it won't.
No.
Like I said, every rich person on the planet has always said, none of this matters. Money don't care. Yes.
All right, let's play a game. We got to give away some Bud Light. If you're ready for what's next, it's the 0-carb, 80-calorie light beer for the next era of beer drinkers. Bud Light next is what's next. Yeah, buddy. We're going to be we haven't played this game in a while. It's quick. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like
super
Tanner's
fun.
Nana.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, she was something else back in the day.
She's been married definitely more than 3 times. So
yeah, so there's something to say for that. Yeah, so we need somebody to call. Actually, 2 people.
2 people.
866-916-0959. It's a movie trailer game. And we're just going to play some movie trailers, and you got to tell us what the movie is. I'm sure this is legal.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I mean, YouTube probably will be like, guys, you can't do that.
No, probably not. But we got that code for YouTube. We should put that in. So
I lost it.
Oh, you did?
I wrote it down. I gave it to you. Did you throw it out?
I threw it away, yeah.
Oh, good.
866-916-0959. Looking for 2 people. Hi, who's this?
This is Michael.
Hi, Michael. All right, Michael, if you can, please turn down the radio. You might already have.
Gotcha.
The game's super simple to win this, but hang on, let's find your opponent. Hi, who's this?
It's Brian.
All right, Brian and Mike. All we're going to do is I'm going to start playing a trailer for a movie. You just got to ring in with your name when you think you know what the movie is. Is it understood, guys?
Gotcha.
So ring in with your name when you think you know the movie.
Okay. I thought somebody was doing like hardcore work in the background.
Maybe.
Don't do that.
Hey, ring your bell when you know exactly when it is if they were playing against you, okay? Michael!
The Matrix?
Yeah! Bonus point if you tell me the screen writer to it.
The screenwriter? Does anybody know that?
Brian Alberts. Brian Alberts. Okay, ready? Here we go. Ring it with your name. Michael, you got a point. Brian, are you even wanting to play? Let's go. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Ring it with your name. You know it.
Brian.
Brian!
Brad!
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah!
Yes!
All right, Mike, you can steal this if you can tell me who the lighting one was.
Oh, that was Terry Johnson.
Damn
No,
it, that's a point.
is it?
Who was
I
it then?
thought it was Ricky Rickerson.
Oh, let me look.
Terry
Ricky Rickerson.
Terry Johnson
Sorry.
was lighting 4.
I gotcha. That's where it was
Oh,
confusing.
damn. I always get that confused.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. This we're tied ball game. This is a real nail biter here. This game's pretty stupid, isn't it?
I love it.
It's really easy.
Listen, it's doing better than most of the time when you grab movies.
Name this guy's laugh.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, because you know the laugh.
It's really hard to find. It's always Brad Pitt.
Yeah, you always put Brad Pitt. Nobody ever knows it because you go through like Joe Rogan and Seth Rogen.
yeah.
You go through Seth Rogen's and then nobody else knows anybody else's laugh.
All right, here we go. Ring with your name when you think you know it. You know it?
No. I swear to God.
It's so good. We're going to watch this whole trailer, too.
These are the Jake trailers
Brian.
I remember. Brian!
No way.
Hello, the dog.
Yes! Yay! 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 Mike, you can steal that point if...
You can tell us who the PA assistant was. So the personal assistant of the assistant.
Oh, that was my sister.
Well, that could be, but
Oh.
we only...
God.
It was actually
his sister, Brian's sister. Sorry.
Yeah, it was actually
Oh,
Brian's
damn.
sister.
All right, here you go. Ring it with your name, Brian, too. Mike, let's go. Get your head out of here and get into the game.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Did he say his name?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to figure it out on
Oh,
my
okay,
own.
okay.
I got it now.
Brian.
Brian!
Michael. Well, what's your project?
That's it, Brian!
Oh,
Yay, Brian!
Thanks, Mike. Take care now. Oh my God, that movie, that trailer is so good. Now, maybe it's because it's super nostalgic to me, but I love that movie.
It is a very good movie.
But-
When's the last time you watched it?
Yeah, I know. I know. But it could be, they've made so many of those type of movies that I think this may have lost its. This was kind of its first thing of its time when it
Of
was doing the
the found
shaky
footage.
cam found footage. We all believed that it was real found
Oh, they wanted
footage.
you to. They put out like a massive campaign. They spent, if I'm not mistaken, they spent more on convincing people that it was a real thing that happened than they did on actually making the movie.
Yeah, I think they went to Best Buy and got a Best Buy card and put cameras on there.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, hey, Brian, we're going to get you some Bud Light next, okay?
thank you.
All right, stand by, my friend.
Did not see Brian winning that.
No, not at all.
But Mike,
In fact, I
like
was
every
rooting
other
for him to lose.
every other aspect of Mike's life, he was a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like talking to his dad right there.
yep.
All right, it's a Jake and Tanner show. oh man, I had this up and then somebody told me that you can win a house in Vermont, and I totally lost the other text because I went directly to the to Vermont, signed up for this $250,000 house or something. He was saying that for Dalton Palooza, he's going to do it for free. He's a DJ.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to bring all the equipment and everything. And I really like that idea. I wanted to say his name, and because all those DJs have really cool names.
They do. It's probably something awesome.
Oh, where did it go? I want to, because by the way, Dalton Palooza, that is going to be the biggest event
it's going to be lit.
You're not going to want to not find yourself at.
Yeah, it's going to be super lit and dope.
I think
is what they're saying.
His text was talking for Dalton Palooza, and then you click on it and he tells all of his information. And
text us back.
Yeah, why are you just send it through our Facebook, so we have it.
Stupid idiot.
God.
You moron.
Why is he, you know what? I don't even want you there. In fact, if it's not more than free, we don't want you there.
Actually, you got to give us $10.
Yeah, okay.
So, thanks for the money.
Hold
Stupid.
on, maybe I'm going to find it. Oh, there's Vermont. It was just about this.
Yeah, but what did they text it again?
I hope
And then
not.
it disappeared.
Whatever. Just text us
thanks.
again.
Thanks, dude.
You don't think we get a ton of texts today? What do you think? We're just losers?
Yeah, we only get like 7 or 8.
We don't like that.
Millions.
All
of them. Our text line's so big. It's so huge.
It is the biggest.
It's the biggest and hugest one ever.
It is. I know who's going, and you do too now, to Steve and when there was Steve and Laura.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that sad, man? Steve and Laura, they've been doing it together for like 15 years or something, and you just lose your gig, and then all of a sudden, just a new person, and another blonde's going to come in and just take your spot. People will forget about you.
I think it's dumb that they can't, that she has to wait.
I do too. I think it's completely crappy.
Yep.
What they said to her, where they're like, "Oh no, you got to pay us
to get out
and
of
change your name." And it's like, let's settle it. Come on.
Yeah.
But I hope good things for her because I really like her. She's never treated us poorly.
No, I've also very much liked her. She's a great person.
You know what? It's because she gets it.
She does. She gets it.
She gets it.
Yeah. She gets it.
She understands
it.
And she gets it.
But once she becomes competition,
it's all over.
We're going to start making up rumors.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Tons. We've already started a little bit. We got a list.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be friends until then. And know we're friends afterwards. It's just all part of the game.
It's just part of the game. Welcome to the market.
Yep. What was she doing without saying it? Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, for a while.
Long time.
Good for her. Good
but
for
then
her.
she went to Wausau.
Yeah, to a different place. And then she went
back to
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We should call her.
Yeah, I don't think she'd like that.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, the company that she was at probably wouldn't like that. She probably doesn't care. Give her the most promo she can.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, remember when we tried to get Radar?
Company, I bet you even our company would be like, why are you promoting their morning show?
Yeah, that's true. You remember Radar when in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
We tried to get we took out a morning show that we got no credit for.
None.
We took that for a heritage morning show we took out.
And they even admitted it after, like, yes, you guys were the reason that we lost our jobs.
Yeah, and we had to change. And we had the audacity to call Radar to ask him to come on to our show to talk about it.
Yeah.
We literally said, and he's like such a nice guy that he's like, oh, I don't know. I think I might be in like a hush thing with, I don't know if lawyers will get involved. I cannot believe he lost his job to us. And we asked him to come onto our show.
I'm okay
what
with that.
Jerk bags.
No. I'm sure he would have liked it because they kept.
That's true.
They kept other people.
Hi, what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Who's this?
Not much.
Gary.
Gary.
Ugh. God.
Gary.
Didn't I lost to a Gary before?
Not this one.
Oh, God. I thought I'd never had to hear that name again.
Gary, do you like going to your dad's house and not raking his lawn? Because that seems like a Gary thing you would do. Don't forget, your dad's 82.
Sure.
Yeah, I knew it. All you
Yeah.
Garys are the same.
Yeah. Are you attracted to your sister?
Yeah, Gary, are you? Do you make sweet, passionate love when she visits?
Yeah.
Just
Man,
Angie.
you just took that.
Just Angie.
Man, you took that to a whole different thing.
Sorry. I just believe this.
That's so scary.
I'm so sick. I want to talk to Angie's other sister just to find out if she's annoyed with Gary too, because to Gordon, he can do nothing wrong.
He can't.
He just can't. All right, Gary,
It's
here
upsetting.
we go. Got 5 questions. Tanner's going to leave the room when I ask you these questions, so he can't hear any of these. What's the money up to today?
$60.
All right, Gary, $60 up for grabs. Remember, you can't pass. I mean, if you say pass, that'll be your answer. We don't come back around. Take as long as you want, but know that at the very end of this, we grade these all together, so lowest time will win. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your answers. And other than that, if there's I already said that. Are you ready, I guess?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Which pair of German brothers collected such stories as Hansel and Gretel?
Pass.
What is the molten rock magma called once it flows from a volcano?
Lava.
In the 1987 movie Fatal Attraction, what animal did the obsessed woman cook on the stove?
Cat.
What street do the women of Desperate Housewives live on?
Oh my God, I know this. Mysteria Lane.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Wisteria Lane.
What was it?
Wisteria Lane.
Who said immigration is more important than knowledge?
Carter.
Hang on.
Jimmy Carter.
All right, stand by. We're going to grade these all together in just a second. Tanner, please re-enter the room. If there happens to be a tie, I'm going to have to go back on something.
Right.
Your time begins at 3, 2, 1. Which pair of German brothers collected such stories as Hansel and Gretel?
The Brothers Grimm.
What is the molten rock magma called once it flows from a volcano?
Lava.
In the 1987 movie Fatal Attraction, what animal did the obsessed woman cook on the stove?
Dog.
What street do the women of Desperate Housewives live on?
I don't know.
Who said immigration is more important than knowledge?
I don't know.
Time. Hang on really quick.
Damn it.
Let's welcome back. We'll go through these and hopefully it'll be all ready to go. Which pair of German brothers collected such stories as Hansel and Gretel? Gary said pass. Tanner said Brothers Grimm. That's it, Brothers Grimm. What is a molten rock called once it flows from volcano? Gary said lava. Tanner said lava. That's correct. 2 to 1. Tanner leads. In the 87 movie Fatal Attraction, what animal did the obsessed woman cook on the stove? Gary said cat. Tanner said dog. Rabbit.
Oh.
What street do the women of Desperate House... Well, let me go back. Who said immigration... Okay. Who said immigration is more important than knowledge? You both got that wrong. It was Albert Einstein.
Oh, weird.
2 to 1. Tanner leads. Now, this is the one. What street do women on Desperate Housewives live on? Tanner, you said, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I swear he said Mysteria Lane at first, and then he corrected it after he said it to Wisteria Lane. But the rules are you got to take what you want, or you got to take the first one.
Would you say that he took his finger off the answer?
Yes. I
Then-
think he went Mysterious Lane, Wisteria Lane, because I said what? I go, what? Because I want him to repeat it, and then he said Wisteria Lane, I think.
Ooh.
Now, what one did you say? Gary?
Gary, I said, if I'm being honest, I said Mysteria, but wanted to say Wisteria.
That's perfect. Thank you, because that's all I needed. Now I don't have to go back. Sorry, Gary. I got to take that first answer from you.
Yep.
Do you think I would have won on
gotcha.
time?
Yeah, you were like 5
Yes.
seconds ahead. Thanks,
okay.
Gary. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for being honest, because that saved us a crap ton of time. All right. Yeah, because he said Mysteria Lane, and then I went, what was it? And then he said, so that was enough time to take your finger off that chess piece. If he would have been like, Wisteria Lane, I feel like it would have been all right, but yeah.
Yeah, because you
$80.
asked him what, and then he changed
Then
it.
he changed it, right. All right, $80. We'll play for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Good.
Man, I thought today was Thursday coming into work.
It's a big,
It's a really big disappointing
yeah,
thing.
it really is. We're going to do a bonus segment. Please join us. And you can do that by texting LINK, LINK, to 71090. By the way, Take from Jake and Tanner is brought to you by Prospera Credit Union with Life Stage Personal Guidance.
Woot, woot, woot.
True story. All right.
Sounds awesome.
Go join us on the after show. Text LINK, LINK, to 71090.